Hey everyone, What If Fan here, bringing you another exciting part of What If creating the strongest Straw Hat crew by reading manga. You can find the fanfic title and the original author's name on my Patreon page. Make sure to check it out and show them some love. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Also check out my Patreon channel for early releases of all the series, where you can find all the series released one day ahead of YouTube. Alright, let's jump into it. Chapter 91. Goodbye, our friend. In the river port of Little Garden, Dory and Broggy waved goodbye to Going Merry. Wow haha! Uncles! Hope to see you again in the future. Luffy sat on the railing and said goodbye to the giants happily. From now on, no one will disturb you on this island, ahaha. Looking at the two, Logan always felt that the relationship between these two guys has surpassed friendship. Is that something like love? Ha! In the original plot, the knot between the last two people has been untied, but these two guys still did not leave Little Garden, but stayed there. Hey! What are you going to do with us? On the deck, Mr. 3, who was tied into rice dumplings, asked with a worried face. The whole body is tied up with steel bars, from head to toe. It is almost completely tightened. This kind of steel bar can be broken for Logan, Nami and others, but non-strength players like Mr. 3 can't move it. There is no way. The Straw Hats don't have sea stone in their hands at the moment, and they can't limit the devil fruit power, so they can only use the safest way to tie up Mr. 3 completely. Even if M3 uses the wax fruit ability, he is not Logia after all, and he cannot use elementalization to escape. Please, one of you has a bounty of 24 million belly, and the other has a bounty of 29 million belly, and you still ask what we want to do with you. Nami came over. The small magic wand in his hand knocked on Mr. 3's forehead. Really? Bastard! You are pirates yourself, you still do this kind of thing. Hearing this, Mr. 3 was filled with righteous indignation and angrily accused everyone in the Straw Hat Pirates. He was furious. This is so unethical. Speaking of thieves? Logan looked at Mr. 3 with a funny face, and slapped him on the back of the head. Damn. Didn't you also plan to catch Dory and Broggy for bounties? You still have the face to say us? Oh yes. Mr. 3 was slapped and forced. And then he was honest. But he didn't stop talking, and asked angrily. We are all prisoners, why should she be treated differently? He looked at himself who was tied up into a mummy by steel bars, and then at the MS Golden Week with hands and feet tied behind their backs. Mr. 3 is very unconvinced. Snapped. Logan slapped him on the back of the head again. If it weren't for the 30% more bounty for living, we would have taken your corpse directly. Besides, if you talk nonsense, I'll throw you into the sea to feed the fish. Cursing his lips, Logan then pointed to MS Golden Week. Look at her. Stay here quietly and don't do anything. This is what a prisoner should look like, understand? Golden Week nodded. Yes, I am very quit. By the way, if you are only worried that Mr. 3 will use the devil fruit ability to escape, you can try to soak him in sea water. Huh. Makes sense. Hearing this, Logan immediately reacted. Mr. 3 immediately exploded. Which group are you on? Of course we are together. Ms. Golden Week still had a calm look on her face, she explained. If they use the method of soaking in sea water to limit your devil fruit ability, then don't they need to continue to tie you up with steel bars? Is that so? It seems to be pretty good. Feeling aggrieved by being motionless, Mr. 3 nodded. Wow. A large bucket of seawater was brought up. Logan picked up the Mr. 3 and inserted it directly into the bucket, with only one head sticking out. Mr. 3 was in a state of weakness visible to the naked eye, he said in a cold sweat. Can you release the steel bars on my body now? Snapped. Logan slapped him on the back of the head again. What are you thinking? This is it. Nanny? Originally thought that the restriction of the steel bars could be lifted, and then found an opportunity to escape, But I didn't expect to be completely locked up now. Mr. 3 looked at Ms. Golden Week depressedly. Idiot, what a bad idea you came up with! I'm so sorry. The corner of the mouth is slightly pulled down. Ms. Golden Week is also very depressed. Logan, come quickly! At this moment, Nami ran over from the cabin with a hurried look, and pulled Logan into the cabin. What's wrong? You shouldn't be sick. Looking at Nami's appearance, Logan asked with some concern. In the original plot, when Nami was in Little Garden, she was bitten by a poisonous insect and became seriously ill. If he hadn't arrived at Drum Island in time, Nami's life journey would have ended here. Logan knew about this, so when he was walking in Little Garden these days, he used the ability of Thunder Card to spread a dissociated electromagnetic field around, making it impossible for those bugs to get close. Logically speaking, since the bugs can't get close, Nami shouldn't be sick. Someone is sick, but it's not me, it's Princess Vivi! Nami's face was very tense, and she dragged Logan to Princess Vivi's room before she knew it. When he saw the condition of Princess Vivi, Logan didn't know where he got wrong. Regardless of the original plot or the current plot, one of them must be infected by bacteria in Little Garden, right? But Logan still doesn't understand. Princess Vivi was walking with him and Nami. It is impossible for Logan to only protect Nami and ignore Princess Vivi. He is very sure that absolutely no poisonous insect has ever approached Princess Vivi. Why is it still like this? With such confusion, Logan came to Princess Vivi's bedside, sat down, and put his hand on Princess Vivi's forehead. Hiss! High fever. This situation is indeed similar to Nami's situation in the original plot. Sorry. The face that was originally fair and tender was now flushed with high fever, Princess Vivi said apologetically. What are you talking about, idiot? Logan smiled and gave her an encouraging look. Don't worry, it's fine. I don't know if it's because of the high fever, but Princess Vivi thinks Logan's caring words are really nice. You have a good rest. I'll ask Sanji to make you some millet porridge. With that said, Logan pulled Nami out. He asked, You go and check Princess Vivi's body to see if there are any wounds bitten by insects. Is it a bug bite? It's so serious. Although Nami knew something about common diseases at sea, she didn't know anything about this rare disease. After a while, Nami came out and shook his head with a solemn expression. There is no wound. No wounds? Logan is fascinated. If it wasn't bitten by a poisonous insect, how could it be the same disease as Nami in the original plot? Seeing Logan's expression, Nami added again. Really not, even check there. I don't doubt your words. I just think this disease is too strange. Logan patted the top of Nami's head apologetically. Being doted on by Logan, Nami was very helpful, and leaned into Logan's arms. However, fortunately, we were lucky, not only got the Eternal Pose to Alabasta from Mr. 3, but also got the Ms. Golden Week the Eternal Pose to Drum Island. In this way, Princess Vivi's illness should not be delayed. Yes. This poor girl has a heavy burden on her. Hearing this, Logan nodded seriously. Princess Vivi is worthy of admiration for being able to do this for the commoners who have nothing to do with her. On the other hand, Wapple, the king of Drum Island. When the Blackbird pirates went to attack Drum Island, he took the lead as the king to escape. The next day. Logan, there seems to be a marine warship ahead. The studio door was pushed open and Usopp spoke. Normally, if a situation is discovered, all crews will be notified. But this time point is the time for the crew to practice, so Usopp thought about it, and it is better to come and find Logan, the idleman. As for his own words, because his training situation is different from others, he needs to stay in the mangas for a short time, so he often stays on the watchtower during the day. And the most important thing is that Usopp likes to stay on the watchtower to watch the world because the god-killing star can greatly improve eyesight. That feeling of looking far and controlling everything. Very cool. Let's go and have a look. Logan recalled the plot a little bit, and he probably guessed who he might meet here. Coincidentally, there are 2 pirates on board, and it would be troublesome to carry them on board all the time, so I might as well hand them over to Marine here. On the sea about 10 nautical miles away from the Going Merry, 10 small warships flying the Marinal are sailing in the direction of the Going Merry. On the deck, Smoker sat on a comfortable chair and looked at the documents in his hand. Beside him, on the mast post, was strapped a strong fellow. At this time, Chief Petty Officer Toshiji came over, took a note, and reported. "Captain, these are the information I got from him. Their code name should be that they belong to a certain criminal group. Generally speaking, in order to be safe, they seldom use phone snail, but use orders. Also, it seems the latest task concerns the long-lost Princess of Alabasta. Wonder if this has something to do with the recent riots in Alabasta." After listening to Toshiji's report, Smoker thought for a while. "It seems that it is necessary to go to Alabasta to investigate the whole matter. It's just..." Having said that, Smoker frowned again. "In this case, the pursuit of Straw Hat Crew will be delayed." Toshiji adjusted his glasses. "I think the matter of Alabasta is more important. Once the riots really happen, it will affect the lives of thousands of people." "You're right." Sighing deeply, Smoker looked at another intelligence officer. "Notify the headquarters immediately, and request for eternal post to Alabasta. Captain, there's a ship ahead. Look like a pirate ship." Suddenly, the observers on the watchtower announced loudly. "Pirates?" Hearing this, Smoker stood up with a swipe. He took the binoculars from the marine video next to him and watched the past. "Huh! This pirate flag!" The eyebrows were raised suddenly, and Smoker's face was full of excitement. "Ha ha! It's the Straw Hat Pirates! I found them! Fire! Fire the main gun!" Without any hesitation, Smoker ordered directly. "Yes, sir!" The marine soldiers on the deck immediately got busy and adjusted the direction of the main gun. Boom! A cannonball dragged a fierce flame, like a ferocious beast, rushed towards the pirate ship in the distance. "Huh! They fired! It seems that they saw our pirate flag?" Usopp is holding the god-killing star in his hand, and he can see places that are not clearer than the marine telescope by relying on himself. While speaking, he raised his hand to fill up the god-killing star. "Flaming Phoenix!" The moment he let go, Ryatsu rolled and turned into a combo of flames. Skip the distant sea and sky as fast as lightning. Boom! The shell of the main gun was directly engulfed by the flames of the yellow spark. "They're about to fire a second shot, you might as well give them a good shot." Logan also held the god-killing star in his hand, clearly seeing the situation on the deck of the warship. He saw Smoker and Toshiji, and immediately found it interesting. In the original plot, Smoker is all about catching Luffy. As a result, he chased all the way to Alabasta, but he didn't catch Luffy, but he did help Luffy and picked up a lot of credit, and finally I was directly promoted to Commodore of Marine Headquarters. If he didn't know Smoker's personality, Logan would even wonder if he was chasing Luffy all day long just to get credit. On the deck of the marine warship. "What is that? It actually directly destroyed our shells. The second round is loaded, we must let the pirates taste the power of our marine. Ready, fire!" But at this moment, a beam of psionic energy shot out quickly. Accurately hit the barrel of the warship's main gun. Boom! The barrel of the main gun was lifted up all of a sudden, and the air wave generated by the explosion directly washed everything on the deck into the sea. Immediately afterwards, a figure descended from the sky. "Marine, I have something to talk to you." Chapter 92. The explosion blasted Smoker's cigars into the air. Just as he was about to get up, he saw a figure had already landed in front of his eyes. "Marine, I have something to talk to you guys." Logan looked at Smoker calmly, completely ignoring the Marines on the deck who were hurriedly raising their guns. Smoker raised his head slowly, and when he looked at Logan, his two eyes almost burst into flames. A pirate. He actually went to the warship and presumptuously said that he wanted to talk to Marine. Simply too arrogant. Although in Logtown, Smoker was knocked out by Logan's armament hockey, but he didn't think it was a normal battle result. At that time, he never thought that the pirate from the Little East Blue would armament hockey. And there are still two. If he knew at that time, he would definitely not ignore the fists of Logan and Luffy. The elementalization of Logia is indeed a bug, but sometimes it can't resist people. Of course, if they were really strong players, such as Marine and Admiral, they wouldn't make such low-level mistakes. Because those pirates who need them to go out to clean up, armament hockey is the most basic qualification. Boy! Last time you succeeded in Logtown, do you think you are good? With a slight grin on the corner of his mouth, Smoker asked coldly. Huh! Logan was stunned. What's the situation? What with the courage, actually pretending to be in front of me? What exactly gave him the illusion that he is qualified to pretend in front of me? Really, it seems that you have forgotten the horror of being dominated by armament hockey again? Logan sighed, pursed his lips slightly, and rubbed the wrist of his right hand with his left hand. Immediately a strong armament hockey wrapped around it. I'll give you another chance to speak humanly. Raising his armed fist, Logan reminded. Hee, although the armed color can capture Logia's entity, but boy, there are so many abilities you haven't seen. For example, Marine 6 styles. Smoker's figure disappeared from the chair in an instant. Pay for your arrogance. Smoker's voice appeared behind Logan. As soon as he raised his hand, he poked Logan's back forcefully. Look back at me in pain. Let me see your eyes that suddenly become blind. Facing this kind of scene where he can avenge his shame, Smoker can't wait to see Logan begging for mercy in pain. But when he tried hard to feel Logan's flesh and blood, his brows frowned suddenly. Wrong. This Shurgan doesn't feel right. Could it be that? No way. When Smoker realized that the problem was serious, Logan, who had been pierced by his Shurgan, disappeared in an instant. What? What time? Smoker is not a fool. He immediately understood that Logan in front of him was just an afterimage. That's a situation that can only be caused when the speed as fast as the speed of light. When he was surprised, Logan's voice came from behind. Soru. Stomp on the ground dozens of times in a row at high speed in an instant, thereby generating an explosive reaction force, to achieve an instant high-speed movement, as if the enemy disappeared directly in front of his eyes. Hearing this, Smoker was shocked. He turned his head abruptly, and saw Logan looking at him calmly. You also know Marine 6 styles. Smoker's complexion suddenly turned bad. Suddenly, he thought of something again, and looked at Logan with a face full of horror. What ability did you use to disappear in an instant, and then appear behind me? Logan did not understand what he said. Slightly frowning, Logan said confusedly, No way? Can't you see it? I use Marine 6 style Saru. Saru? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Smoker categorically denied it. He shook his head again and again. Stop talking nonsense. I can use Sora myself. Don't you know the speed of Sora? Although the Sora's speed is very fast, it is impossible to achieve the speed of teleportation like you just did. To an extent. Lied to me this professionally? Stop dreaming. Hey! I don't need to lie to you about this kind of thing, do I? Spreading his hands, Logan felt very speechless. I'm a pirate, and I'm arguing with a Marine on a warship about this kind of issue. Outrageous. But the next moment, he suddenly understood. Oh! I want to understand. My Saru is the highest level of Sora. And your Saru has just mastered the entry level. So it's normal that you can't understand my Saru. Logan explained. Well broken. But it's okay if he doesn't explain. This explanation made Smoker even more unacceptable. Impossible! You, a pirate, brazenly say that you have trained Marine 6 styles to the highest level? There must be a limit to your big talk. Smoker raged. Want to mock me with lies? I can't be fooled by you as a smoker. Yes. Stop lying. Our captain is not easy to deceive. Pirates, raise your hands and surrender. The surrounding Marines also stood up for Smoker. Sure enough, what kind of general will lead what kind of soldiers? Logan's stomach hurts from laughing at the confidence of these Marines. He shook his head. Since you guys like to argue about this, let me teach you a lesson. Here, look, this is one of my fingers. Next, I will use it to show you what is called Shurgan. As soon as Logan raised his hand, he poked Smoker directly. Don't try to succeed. Smoker yells and uses Marine 6 style sorrow again. After stomping on the ground dozens of times, his figure instantly disappeared from Logan's eyes. Immediately after. Puff! Smoker trembled violently. A heart-piercing pain instantly hit the whole body from the chest. How is it possible? He looked down at his chest, where Logan's finger was stuck. The fingers are submerged in half, obviously leaving room for the heart. The other party showed mercy. It's easy. Observation hockey has locked your trajectory. Armament hockey captured your elemental entity. So, do you think my Shurgan is standard enough? Logan slowly pulled out his finger. There was still Smoker's body on it. Puff! With blood spilling from his mouth, Smoker sat slumped on the ground. He looked at Logan in disbelief, gritted his teeth. Ha ha! I deliberately used the lowest level Shurgan, just to let you understand. It's okay, you didn't let me down. Logan smiled and patted Smoker on the shoulder. Puff! Originally, it was just blood spilling from the corner of his mouth, but upon hearing Logan's words, Smoker spit out a mouthful of blood, using the lowest Shurgan on purpose just to make me understand. Since when have I, Smoker, been looked down upon so much? Shame. Powerlessness. Emerging deeply in Smoker's heart. All the Marine soldiers on the deck pointed their guns at Logan. Their swords were on edge. As long as Smoker gave an order, they would shoot immediately. Stop! This will kill the captain! On the side, Tashiji, who is petty chief officer, saw that the superior, who was both a teacher and a friend, was penetrated by a Shurgan, and she was devastated. But she also knows that facing such a strong man, even if all the Marines are shot, they are just lambs to be slaughtered. It seems that there are still smart people. Logan turned to look at Tashiji, then waved to her. Tashiji was taken aback, but considering that Smoker was still next to Logan, she had no choice but to walk over obediently. What are you going to do? A little panicked, Tashiji pursed his lips and said nervously. Logan didn't speak, just stretched out his hand to Tashiji. Hateful. Pirates are pirates. Even a guy who is so handsome is still a disgusting pirate. Sensing that Logan's palm was stretched towards her heart, Tashiji was about to go into a rage. Don't move! Or your boss will die. Logan's words immediately made Tashiji afraid to move. Although she didn't want this to happen, it was absolutely impossible for her to watch this boss who cared about her get killed by pirates. Bastard! If you want to blackmail me, can't you do it in a more private place, where there is no one to see? Gritting her teeth, Tashiji said resolutely. If it can be exchanged for the safety of her boss, she can sacrifice it. Suicide later. What's more, compared to other pirates, this Logan in front of him has an acceptable appearance anyway. Just when she was thinking wildly, Logan's hand came to her jacket pocket, and took out the handkerchief inside. Logan calmly wiped the blood off his fingers, then threw the handkerchief in front of Smoker, and said, Stop the bleeding. I'm here to talk about something. Nanny. Tashiji is numb. This nasty guy. The threat he made in that tone was actually just for my handkerchief? God! What did I just say? Thinking of what she thought and said just now, Tashiji felt an unprecedented shame wrapping her in an instant. Oh! At this moment, her cheeks turned red instantly, and she just wanted to find a hole in the ground. Get in quickly. Oh, that's right. What did you just say to take you to a place where there is no one? Is there something you want me to do to you in a place where no one is? Pfft. If I didn't know clearly, you must have naughty thought just now. Hey, isn't it? And she just agreed. This pirate is really stupid. If he takes the opportunity to threaten her, she will really succeed. Hey, have you overlooked a problem? People don't have that kind of thinking at all. Everything is just made up by the chief herself. Pfft. I have to hold back, I can't laugh. Ha ha. Although it's Marine's own person, but men are like this. Once they talk about that kind of topic, they will be even harder to tease their own people. Listening to the comments of people around, Tashigi felt that he was already dead. Nasty pirate! It's all your fault. At this time, Smoker raised his head and looked at Logan. It's because of wishful thinking. As Captain Marine, it is absolutely impossible for me to talk to pirates. Sorry, I didn't make it clear just now. Logan raised his eyes and explained with a smile. What about my talk? It's not two-way, but one-sided. I'm talking to you, you listen. Understand. Bastard. Why do you think I will compromise with you? Smoker was furious. Although he is a good guy, he has a big temper. Personality is even more staunch. Die at worst. Compromise with pirates? No way. By the way, Miss Petty Officer, I think your idea just now is very good. I agree. Tell me, where do you like to go? Instead of continuing to entangle with Smoker, Logan grabbed Tashigi over. The rubber fruit ability was activated, and an arm spread like a snake in an instant, binding Tashigi tightly from the beginning to the end. What? __. But then, when she realized what Logan was talking about, her mind went blank. Is this really going to happen? I thought it was going to happen just now, but it didn't happen, and people didn't have that idea. Now I thought it wouldn't happen, but suddenly it happened. The ups and downs of life are too fast. At this time, Smoker snorted coldly. Let her go, let's talk. Isn't it going to be okay if it's already like this? Logan shrugged, followed by laughter. After a while, there are two more people on the deck of the warship. Mr. 3 and MS Golden Week. So, you made such commotion, and in the end you just want to exchange these two people for bounty? Smoker looked at Logan in bewilderment. Yeah, why not? Logan spread his hands. Puff. Smoker spat out a mouthful of blood. Chapter 93. For these two people, one offers a reward of 24 million belly, and the other offers a reward of 29 million belly. There are a total of 53 million belly. Who will settle the bill, so I can hurry on my way? Logan pouted at Smoker and asked. Smoker shook his head. No. Huh? What do you mean? You're only willing to pay if I do something to that lovely subordinate of yours. Logan rubbed his chin, trying hard to imitate the lascivious appearance of those lecherous pirates. No, I mean, it's impossible to carry that many belly on a warship. Hearing that Logan was going to find Tashigi again, Smoker quickly explained. How much do you have? Logan asked. Smoker immediately looked at a Tashigi and ordered. After a while, she came back from the cabin. Seeing Logan's handsome face, she blushed again. How many belly are there on our warship? Smoker asked straight to the point. Oh. Wait a minute. Tashigi took out a small book from his bosom, flipped through it, and replied. There are 12,730,500 belly in total. As long as he stands in front of Logan, Tashigi can't speak easily. Smoker looked at Logan. Do you think the price is okay? Puff. Mr. 3 and Ms. Golden Week spurt out blood at the same time. It's like they are being sold as a commodity. You can also see that they are unhappy, and they feel low when they look at it day by day. That's right. The bounties of me and the Miss Golden Week is worth more than 50 million. How much do you look down on us if you take a little over 10 million? Although he have become a prisoner, but a prisoner must have the dignity of a pirate. Yes. At this price, I might as well feed the two of them to the sea to feed the fish. It's just a little over 10 million to scare people. Logan looked at Smoker, saying that the money is not enough to fool me. F asterisk asterisk K. Mr. 3 opened his mouth and looked at Logan with a confused look. He quickly looked at Smoker and shouted, Captain Marine, I think Golden Week and I are actually worth 10 million belly. Enough is enough, please buy us over. Okay. Logan scolded and then said, since there are 12.73 million belly and 500, then you should make a down payment of that much. For the remaining balance, you can write me an IOU, sign it and press your handprint or something. Since there is not so much money on the warship, Logan can only do this. It's not convenient to always bring these two guys. What's more, with this IOU, the money cannot be lost. Even if he doesn't meet Marine Base along the way, according to the future development, Luffy will go to Marine headquarters at least once. Logan thought about it. If the money has not arrived by then, he will ask Sengoku face to face. Live broadcast all over the world, seeing your big face. I'm so sorry that I don't give it to you. IOU. Tashigi opened his mouth wide. Marine wrote an IOU to pirates? Logan showed a puzzled expression. You owe me money, write me an IOU, what's the problem? Okay, it seems, it's okay. Thinking about it carefully, Tashigi seems to be unable to think of a reason to refute. Only, Smoker said unhappily, that can't be done. If you take the IOU to Marine Base to ask for money, no Marine will give it to you. I mean, what will this do to my reputation if they found out? Oh, then you lovely beauty office, maybe I should talk to her alone. Logan didn't dare Smoker to talk nonsense, so he reached out and hugged Tashigi's waist. What? Caught off guard, Tashigi blushed. Damn it! Here we go again! Smoker hates Logan now. But even though he was very upset to see Logan, he couldn't kill him. So, enough! Smoker is going to explode. But he really can't help. Let's fight, he can't beat Logan. The key is that people still take advantage of it. I'll write an IOU. These words came out of Smoker's mouth, and the sound of some teeth being crushed could be faintly heard. After a while, the table, paper, pen, ink pad, all placed between Logan and Smoker. And the entire family property on this warship, 12,730,500 blows. I'll say it, you write it. Logan laughed. Smoker took a breath and said, say it. Logan thought for a while, then said, today, I will accept 2 pirates from Logan, the manga artist of the Straw Hat Pirates, Mr. As soon as he said this, Mr. 3 suddenly exclaimed, What? How do you know my name? The Ms. Golden Week expression on the side is also very exciting. My name is also correct. What's the matter? As a mangaka, is it too much for me to have some information? Mr. 3 and Ms. Jean Jo were stunned. It doesn't matter at all, okay. Logan glanced at the two, and then continued to report. The total bounty is 53 million belly. The current bounty paid is 12,730,500 belly. The remaining 40,269,500 belly has not been paid. This is written in the name of Captain Marine Headquarters. Issue this IOU, so that Logan can claim back the remaining reward with this IOU at any Marine base. Just writing these words makes Smoker feel extremely humiliated. He couldn't imagine that when Logan took this IOU to a certain Marine base to ask for money, how the base chief of that Marine base would laugh at him, Smoker. But now, he had to write. Well, good. Sign it. And don't forget the handprint. Logan checked it, and made sure there was no problem, so he put the IOU in front of Smoker. Smoker's molars were almost broken. He took a pen, signed his name, and pressed his fingerprints. Logan checked again, and then collected the IOU. Okay. Private affairs are over, now let's talk about business affairs. What do you mean? Smoker's face suddenly changed. The surrounding Marines also became vigilant. Is this guy going to start a killing spree? You old Smoker wants to deal with our Straw Hat Pirates with all your heart, so I will talk about it here today. From today on, you can follow our Straw Hat Pirates. But if you hurt our Straw Hat Pirates' hands, then... Logan put his arms around Tashiji's waist again. Did you see that? The next time you try to hurt us, it will be the day I take her. Suddenly being teased by Logan, Tashiji almost cried. All the mistakes he made, you look for him. Why do you keep pretending that I want? What a nasty fellow. R. Smoker felt his blood pressure had soared to 999. I have seen unreasonable, never seen such unreasonable. With that said, Logan let go of Tashiji. It's settled. Hey. You can't just throw us to Marine. I don't want to be imprisoned in the impelled down prison forever. After weighing the pros and cons, Mr. 3 suddenly thought about it. Facing an existence like Logan who can run amok on a warship, it doesn't seem like Logan weak comapre to Mr. 0. And he actually has terrible intelligence information. Such a person. Wouldn't it be a good choice to follow him? What's more, everyone is a pirate, and I am a devil fruit user, and MS Golden Weak strength is not bad. He should be willing to accept us. Logan stopped. The hope in Mr. 3's heart suddenly increased. He hurriedly said, We will hang out with you in the future, just wait for us. Then he winked at Ms. Golden Weak. Ms. Golden Weak said, Let's join your pirate group. I can make tea. Logan came to Mr. 3, fiddled with the 3 on his head twice, showing a playful expression. Forget it, I'll give you a gift. You went to Impel Down Prison to find a man named Buggy Pirate. Hang out with him, you will have a bright future. For this name that has never been heard before, Mr. 3 is a little curious. Buggy? Is it a very powerful pirate? Hearing the name, both Smoker and Tashiji reacted. Isn't it the East Blue pirate who you exchanged bounties with Marine after being captured in Logetown Town? After all, Tashiji is good at document work. She has a good memory. She tapped her temples and asked doubtfully. But I remembered the bounty for that buggy is only 15 million belly, right? What? A reward of 15 million belly? Mr. 3 frowned. Originally, he was still wondering who would be the one who could be remembered by a strong man like Logan, but when he heard Buggy's bounty offer, he immediately became angry. Asshole! Is it a sense of accomplishment to play tricks on me before leaving? Hee, the opportunity is here for you, believe it or not. Within 3 years, Buggy is a name that scares even Marine. Well, goodbye everyone. After finishing speaking, Logan picked up the big treasure box full of belly, and jumped out of the deck in one step. Ah! Be careful, you're about to fall into the sea. Looking at Logan's parabolic trajectory, Tashiji subconsciously shouted. Smoker yelled angrily. Idiot! It would be better if he fell in. Oh yes. Tashiji finally came to his senses. However, at the next moment, she exclaimed again. Ah! That's Jeppo. 11. Smoker was also shocked. Damn! Why is he a pirate who has mastered 3 Marine 6 styles abilities? And each of them is so powerful. Yeah. If only he could join Marine. Tashiji was thinking wildly again. At this time, the Marine gunner came up and asked, Captain, the Straw Hat Pirate's ship is leaving, what should we do? Should we shoot it with cannons? Smoker glanced ahead, then at Tashiji. My heart is bitter. F*** king, F*** king, F*** king. Didn't you hear that bastard just now? If we dare to shoot their pirate ship, they dare to take Tashigu. Smoker slammed the table hard and roared. So what do we do now? The Marine gunner asked. What else can I do? Retreat! Smoker yelled angrily. Chapter 94. 2 days later, the Straw Hat Pirates arrived at Drum Island. This is a country of ice and snow. The mountains are covered with snow, and majestic high mountains stand on the vast land like the original wax statues. Seen from a distance, those high mountains are like pillars rising to the sky, with relatively flat land at the top, traces of human habitation. Wow! It's snow! It's really exciting! Luffy sat in his first-class seat, rubbing his hands excitedly. I'm so happy with so much snow! Sanji looked forward. Look! There is a river flowing out of the island. It's a waterfall formed by melting snow mountains, and then flowed down along the terrain to form rivers. Zoro leaned against the railing, watching the beautiful scenery of snow mountains, and murmured. Along the inland waterway formed by this waterfall, Going Merry slowly docked towards the shore. Hold on! Pirates! Suddenly, a stern scold came from the shore. Immediately afterwards, a large number of people came out of the dense forest. Ha! People! Luffy stopped being excited and looked in the direction of the crowd. They see the person in the front is the leader of the group of people. He looked at everyone in the Straw Hat Pirates coldly. Pirates are not welcome here. Get out of here immediately. Luffy said immediately. We're here for a doctor. Usopp also explained. Yes. Someone on our ship is sick, and this person's state is very critical and needs immediate treatment. Sanji was smoking a cigarette, looking at these people calmly, feeling that things were a little difficult. Sure enough. We are not fooled. Such a stupid excuse, even if it's a lie, it's too is just a poor excuse. You shameless pirates, leave our land! Raise your anchor and get out! Or we will shoot and sink your ship! The faces of the people on the shore were full of anger, as if there was some deep hatred. Really? It's just the first time we met. Why does they hate us so much? Sanji was a little upset, and the corners of his mouth curled up. Do you want to fight? Zoro's hand approached the hilt of the sword. Luffy also rolled up his sleeves. I'm not afraid of you, let's fight. On your marks. Seeing that the pirates did not listen, the people on the shore immediately raised their guns. In those hidden corners of the mountain, a large number of figures also appeared at this time, and many of them focused on weapons. Wait! At this moment, a shout came from the cabin door. Afterwards, Logan came out. Behind him, Nami and Kaya supported Princess Vivi together, and walked out with difficulty. Oh? Do you think we will be fooled by you showing a weak woman to pretend to be sick? Among the crowd on the opposite side, Dalton spoke coldly. He wouldn't believe this kind of trick. However, as soon as he finished his reprimand, he heard Logan call out faintly, Dalton! As soon as these words came out, all the people on the ground became vigilant. The safety of the guns were all opened with a clatter. Especially Dalton in the front, his face instantly became solemn. You actually know my name! It seems that you are really shameless pirates who want to destroy this country. He raised his hand ready to give the order to fire. Logan said unhurriedly, Hey! Even if you don't believe in the character of us pirates, don't you believe in the character of Alabasta's princess? The arm that was about to swing down suddenly stopped. The princess of the kingdom of Alabasta. If it had been someone else, Dalton might not have remembered. But for Princess Alabasta, Dalton remembered her. That was several years ago. The World Summit every 4 years is held in Mariejoa. Dalton had the honor of going to Mariejoa with his king Wapol. During the meeting, when the host who presided over the meeting mentioned that the Revolutionary Army would bring harm to the world, Wapol showed disdain and said that it had nothing to do with him as he too lazy to listen. Cobra, king of Alabasta, therefore accused Wapol of being too selfish and only thinking of himself. As a result, after the meeting, Wapol deliberately knocked Cobra's young daughter to the ground to vent his dissatisfaction with Cobra. But just when Cobra was going to be angry at Wapol for knocking his daughter, Princess Vivi, who was only 6 years old at the time, said that she accidentally bumped into Wapol and immediately apologized to Wapol. Dalton was extremely impressed with this event, because he knows that on World Summit, even a little bit of conflict is very likely to lead to war between the two countries. The reason why the young Princess Vivi did that was obviously to avoid triggering a war and affecting innocent civilians in the two countries. In contrast, Wapol, the king of the Magnetic Drum Kingdom, was selfish. When the pirates came to attack the Magnetic Drum Island, he left the people alone and ran away with his guards. Even took all the doctors. The comparison of the two makes Dalton admire Alabasta's princess even more. At this time, Dalton was not surprised when he heard Logan say that the daughter next to him was the Princess of Alabasta. He looked at Princess Vivi. Although Princess Vivi has grown up, the resemblance between her brows cannot deceive anyone. In addition, Dalton was very impressed with the young Princess Vivi, and he confirmed at a glance that this is the Princess of Alabasta. It's actually you. After seeing Princess Weiwei clearly, Dalton was shocked, and he murmured, "Do you recognize me? You seem to be the guard behind Wapple." Princess Vivi was weak at this time, and the bacteria had spread very badly. She raised her head with difficulty, looked at it for a while, and her brows trembled even when she spoke. "It really is you! Quickly! Let them go ashore!" This time, Dalton is absolutely sure. He immediately ordered everyone to disperse, and then said to everyone in the Straw Hat Pirates, "I'll take you to the village first, but if you are sick..." Speaking of this, he sighed. "You came at the wrong time. At present, there is only one doctor left in our country, is the witch. We should not have gone to the village. Seeing the early confrontation, I can see that the people there hate pirates very much. You avoid misunderstandings. Just tell me where the witch doctor located, and we'll go find her." Although Logan knows that the witch Kureha lives in the castle on the top of the highest mountain in the middle, there is still a big difference between knowing it from the mangas and knowing it in reality. The simplest, there are many roads leading to that kind of mountain, not all of them will work. Moreover, what kind of situation you will encounter on the road is also different. What if there was a canyon halfway, wouldn't they be lost? Listening to Logan's words, Dalton thought for a while, then nodded friendly. "Thank you for your consideration. Have you seen the highest mountain? There is a castle on the top of the mountain. That's where the witch lives." Usopp asked curiously, Hey, that castle looks like a place where the king lives?" "Well, it was true before. It's just that there is no king in this country now, and the witch lives there, and no one says anything," Dalton replied. Sanji pulled out the cigarette from his mouth, poked his head to look at the highest mountain. "Why does she live so far away? Can you guys call her to come here?" Dalton immediately shook his head. "No, although her medical skills are impeccable, but she..." But he was only halfway through. Logan immediately interrupted. "Okay, just tell us how to get there. Our crewmate can't wait any longer." "Oh, sorry!" Glancing at the weak Princess Vivi, Dalton also realized that he was wasting time. He pointed to a small path ahead on the right. "From here." With a thought, Logan took out the paper and pen. Dalton talked while he drew. Soon, a clear partial ground appeared in front of my eyes. "Okay. The road is here." Logan held the map, but frowned. "However, the shape of the mountain is not easy to go up, especially Princess Vivi and Kaya are so weak. I can carry one." Sanji volunteered to stand up, with little red hearts in his eyes. "If it doesn't work, I can carry one on my back and hug the other." Zoro rolled his eyes. "There's no donkey in the crew like you." "Ah! You bastard!" Sanji was furious, rushed over immediately, and wrestled with Zoro. "It's a pity that I don't have a flying card, or I can just fly up." Nami supported Princess Vivi, with a remorseful expression on her face. "Idiot, of course I can't blame you." Logan patted the top of Nami's head and said, "Luffy and I will go there. The rubber fruit ability can help us overcome the last 10 straight cliffs." Upon hearing this, Luffy became excited. "Okay. I will take one. Not only can you help your friends, but you can also climb mountains. Such a good adventure. Come on. My plan is, Luffy and I each carry one, and the rest stay on the ship. What do you think?" Logan looked at everyone. "Ah. Bastard, why don't you let me do such a good thing?" Sanji yelled and was about to rush over. Zoro directly pressed the back of his head and pressed his face on the deck. "Idiot. What Logan said is the best solution. You will only become a burden if you go. I also agree with Logan's plan." Nami pursed her red lips, handed Princess Vivi to Logan, and told Logan seriously, "Vivi's condition is already serious, be careful on the road." "Well, trust me, it'll be fine." Logan gave Nami a reassuring look, then turned his back to Vivi and said softly, "Come on." At this time, Princess Vivi had a high fever and was extremely weak. It was only with the help of Nami that she managed to stick it on Logan's back. "Logan, let's have a competition. See who gets there first." On the other side, Luffy had already carried Kaya on his back, bared his teeth, and jumped off the ship first. "Ha ha! The game is on!" Without waiting for Logan to disembark, Luffy happily ran away. "Take care of Kaya." On the deck, Usopp looked at the backs of Luffy and Kaya, feeling a little inexplicable in his heart. He also wanted to stand up and escort Kaya at this time, but he knew he couldn't climb that high mountain. "Asshole, let me do it. Give me Princess Vivi," Sanji desperately pleaded. Boom! Nami's fist falls. The whole world is quiet. She walked up to Logan and tightened Logan's collar. "Take care of Vivi, and take care of yourself." What a gentle little thief. Logan was moved, and without saying anything, he jumped off the ship and chased after Luffy. Soon after, the four disappeared. A pirate ship comparable in size to Going Merry appeared at the entrance of the inland waterway. The pattern on the pirate flag is an iron-mouthed skull licking its tongue, with a crown on its head. "It seems that another pirate is coming?" On the watchtower, Usopp announced loudly. "What? Pirates?" Dalton instantly became vigilant, and he picked up the binoculars and looked over. Next moment. "Not good! It's Wapol! He is back!" Chapter 95. "Ha ha! I saw a ship going straight forward from a long distance, and I didn't expect to find my way home after following it." The pirate ship of Wapol entered the inland waterway and blocked Going Merry. Wapol stood at the front of the deck, laughing. "Looking at his appearance, he doesn't seem to be a good person." Zoro looked at the pirate approaching slowly from a distance of less than 2 meters and said calmly, "Dalton, look serious." "You're right. He was the previous king of our country. Because he was afraid of the pirates' attack, he fled with his guards and let the country be destroyed by those pirates." Although Wapol had left the island of the drum before, Dalton couldn't feel at ease. Because Wapol can't beat those pirates, but he can beat the people of Drum Island. With his Devil Fruit ability, as long as he returns to Magnetic Drum Island, the civilians may have to live the days of being ruled by dictator again. "For the record, we didn't know he was following us." Nami spread his hands to avoid unnecessary misunderstanding. After all, judging from the degree of hatred these civilians have for pirates just now, a little mistake will cause conflicts. "I know. The person who can be with Princess Vivi won't be a bad person." Still staring at Wapol, Dalton answered Nami's words intently. "Hey! You tater, why don't you kneel down when you see your king coming back?" Beside Wapol, a man with a long arm and a bow and arrow on his back jokingly questioned the people on the shore. This guy, dressed in green and white interlaced, a bit like a clown, is the former chief of staff of the Magnetic Drum Kingdom, Chess. On the other side of Wapol, there is also an Afro man wearing boxing gloves and wearing an orange coat. He is the former affairs officer of Drum Kingdom, Kuramarimo. Both of them were staunch followers of Wapol. "Bastard! We don't recognize this cowardly king! Get out! You are not welcome here! Shameless villain, leave! You ran and raised a pirate flag, you are no king!" Chess' words immediately enraged the people on the shore, causing a burst of cursing. "These idiots are disrespectful to the king! They really want to die!" With that said, Jess picked up the 2-meter bow behind his back and drew it full. Swipe, swipe! Instantly shoot 3 arrows. Take cover! Seeing this, Dalton yelled, "Moo!" His figure changed suddenly. Oxox fruit model Bison Zoan fruit user. He rushed out without hesitation, using his body to stop the 3 arrow in midair. Puff puff! 3 arrows pierced Dalton like a spear, and shot him in front of the civilians. Chess laughed and said, "Look, Dalton, you're still the same. As long as I shoot an arrow at a civilian, you'll automatically cover them. That man is protecting the innocent civilian." Usopp saw the attack and said angrily, "Bastard! How dare you use such a despicable method?" Nami was also furious. "Lord Dalton." "Ah. Damn Chess. He hurt Dalton. Protect Dalton." The people on the shore raised their guns and shot at Wapol and others. "Huh! It's a bullet." Wapol opened his mouth wide, swallowed all these bullets, chewed. "It tastes good." "Nanny? That guy ate the bullet?" Usopp looked shocked. "Eh?" Zoro also twitched the corner of his mouth. "Can that stuff be eaten?" Bang dang. At this time, the pirate ship belonged to Wapol and the Golden Mary leaned against each other, and there was a strong collision. Ha! Double happiness today. Not only did I return to my own country, but I also got a nice pirate ship, Wapol said happily while jumping on the Going Mary. "The pirate ship you mentioned shouldn't be our ship, right?" Zoro lowered his figure slightly, and put his right hand on the blade. "Isn't that obvious?" As he said that, Wapol took a big bite and aimed the fence in Going Mary. Crunch! He ate a piece of fence into his mouth, chewed it, and it was gone. Everyone in the Straw Hat Pirates suddenly went blank. What's the situation? This man is eating ships. Smack smack the taste in his mouth, Wapol's eyes shone brightly, and he immediately bit towards the deck. "Hey! Don't eat our ship!" Usopp came to his senses at this moment, and hurriedly shouted, "Everyone! Don't move! Master Wapol is eating, don't disturb Master Wapol's pleasure of eating!" A large number of people from the Wapol Guard rushed onto the deck of Going Mary, pointing their guns at the people of the Straw Hat Pirates. "Ha ha! Let's eat from the middle of the deck." Regardless of what was going on around him, Wapol opened his mouth wide and took a bite. But just when his mouth was about to hit the ground, a foot wearing only black shiny leather shoes landed on his face with precision. "Enough is enough, bastard," Sanji said as he kicked Wapol in the head. Sanji, with the power of 8 inner gates, exploded and opened the second gate. Wapol's body rushed into the sky with a bang, with his head slammed into the distant mountain wall hard. Boom! Wapol's whole body is embedded in it. Sanji was depressed because he couldn't carry any of the girls, and it happened that someone came to find fault at this time. Angry at the king, because he failed to carry the beauty on his back. This terrifying kick directly kicked Wapol and broke at least dozens of bones. "What? Master Wapol! You actually attacked Master Wapol, killed these bastards!" The soldiers of the guards immediately pulled the trigger in their hands. "Shield defense!" With a small hand movement, Nami mentally communicated with the energy of the Cloud card. The ability of the shield merged into her body, instantly forming an energy barrier in front of her, blocking all the bullets. If Bartolomeo were here, he would definitely shout, "I am so honored to be able to do the same ability as Nami-senpai. The captain and the deputy captain are not here, and we keep encountering headache like this." Zoro shook his head slightly. He passed the energy barrier created by Nami and rushed towards the guard soldiers on the deck. Like a butterfly piercing through a flower, in the blink of an eye, Zoro's figure has passed by the guard soldiers and appeared behind them. Puff! 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 A series of wounds exploded blood on the bodies of these guard soldiers as if they were belatedly unaware. "Ah! Bastard! Stop taking away my moment!" Seeing Zoro clean up the enemies so handsomely and neatly, Sanji was very upset. He took a puff of his cigarette and posed a pose. "But it's okay, I took down the biggest one of them." "Stupid, the one you kicked seems to be up again?" Zoro curled his lips. Although he doesn't like to argue with others, Sanji is an exception. If you always compare yourself to him, then it's better than him. Question mark. Sanji's pose is awkward. He took a closer look, and saw that Wapol had been rescued by Chess and Kuromarimo on the deck of their pirate ship. Then they saw a group of doctors in white coats clattering out of the cabin of Wapple pirate ship. The operation start. Knife. Stop the bleeding. Bone saw. Apply medicine. Stitch. Operation complete. While everyone was stunned, Wapple, who had been crippled, passed through the hands of these people for a while, and was revived on the spot with full blood. Ah, this. Usopp's mouth was open to the back of his head, and he pointed to Wapple in front of him, exclaiming incessantly. Even such a serious injury can be healed in an instant. No wonder Logan said that this country had such medical wonder. Nami also took a deep breath, shocked by such medical skills. Then, she thought of something again, and said angrily, "The kin turned these doctors into their own personal doctors, completely disregarding the life and death of ordinary people. This bastard king deserves to die. Nami, big sister, is angry." Standing behind Nami, Usopp suddenly felt a terrible breath coming, and backed away in fright. Wow! Is the beautiful Nami-chan going to fight? Sanji turned his head to look, and suddenly there was caution in his eyes. Zoro also stopped. It's rare to see Nami so angry. I'm afraid that apart from Logan, there is no one who can stop Nami in this situation. I'm alive again. I thought I was going to die just now, ha ha ha. On the deck of Wapple pirate ship, Wapple moved his body, laughed, and ordered, "Come on, bring me my weapon." Clatter. Heaps of weapons were carried from the hold to the deck. Wapple grabbed these weapons and stuffed them into his mouth. It looked like he was eating snacks, delicious. Sanji was a little confused. What's the matter with that guy? Why does he eat everything? I am a munch devil fruit user. As long as I ate it, I can be turned into the thing I ate. In a blink of an eye, Wapple wolfed down the weapon, explained his devil fruit, and stretched his hands forward. Like this. I saw 2 cannon barrels emerge from his hand. Boom! Boom! 2 cannonballs blasted over. Nanny! Usopp was shocked and envious. This is really too much. Only, the moment the 2 shells approached the Golden Mary, they hit the energy barrier and exploded with a bang. The power of the explosion did not have the slightest impact on the Going Mary. Wapple was shaken. What it is? Wapple looked at it with a confused face, then opened his mouth wide, and swallowed the energy barrier in one gulp. He stretched out his right fist. An energy barrier appeared right in front of his fist. Damn bastard! How dare you eat the energy of beautiful Nami-chan? Spit it out! Sanji got angry, stepped on his feet, left, and jumped toward Wapple. Leaf Whirlwind! With the 8 inner gates' second door open, the power of Sanji's kick is terrifying. As for the name of this trick, it was changed by Sanji himself based on the trick of Leaf Hurricane when he was studying with Might Guy. Wow! It's him again! Wapple was kicked half to death by Sanji just now, leaving a shadow in his heart. Seeing Sanji coming to kick him again at this time, he was panicking. Master Wapple, the defense in your hands seems to be very strong, Chess reminded. Wapple froze for a moment. He looked at the energy barrier in his hand. He can't escape anyway, so he try it. As soon as he raised his hand, he was able to fortify Sanji's whirlwind kick. Boom! Terrifying sound. It shows how terrifying the power of Sanji's kick is. However, wahaha! Great! With this trick, I am invincible. Wapple stood intact, didn't even move a step, and defended himself motionless. He was very excited, looked at Nami, laughed, and said, "Little girl, thank you for your ability. It's awesome." Nami's face was gloomy, and she wanted to teach the other party a lesson, but she helped the other party indirectly. The cute and beautiful face was transformed into a little devil face that rarely appeared even in the original plot at this moment. Hiss. Usopp, Sanji, and Zoro gasped at the same time. Hashtag. To be able to make Nami so angry. Good luck to you. Next moment. The sky suddenly darkened. Damn it, what the hell is this weather? Why is there no sun all of a sudden? Wapol looked up at the sky unhappily. But one glance, eyeballs are about to pop out. Why is this sunny day turning cloudy? This is when the sun is suddenly covered by a huge giantess. Nami was more than 10 meters tall at this time, and the small magic wand in his hand turned into a western sword under the magic power of the sword card. Facing the pirate ship iron barrel below, he slashed down with the sword. Block! Wapol didn't have time to think about it, and quickly raised the energy barrier in his hand to resist. Brush! Without the slightest sense of hindrance, this energy shield was cut from it at once. My God! Wapol was so frightened that he rushed to the side road. It was like cutting a piece of cheese. The so-called impregnable Wapol pirate ship split into two in an instant. Damn! How could the ship be cut open? This power is terrible! Run! The ship is sinking! The ship turned into two halves and slowly sank. Those on board who could run quickly jumped into the water. Why is this woman so scary? After so many years of dominating, Wapol has never encountered such a situation. He immediately got up and wanted to run. He looked at a shadow that suddenly covered the ground. He wondered in his heart, could it be that he was going to be stepped on? Subconsciously, he looked up. Boom! He don't have time to express any emotion. Nami's shoes covered him directly. Chapter 96. Rumble. The mountains are shaking for a while. In the sky, the giant version of Nami looked so intimidating and scary. The huge shoe rubbed against the ground a few times before moving away. On the ground, Wapol was trampled in the soil, dying. Seeing the scene in front of him, Chess's soul was scared out of his wits. He turned around and ran away. Wapol is dead! The same is true for Kuromarimo. Not daring to lag behind, he quickly followed Chess and ran. Although the two of them are the most determined to follow Wapol, but that is also because Wapol paid them nicely. Now that Wapol is dead, they have no more salary to work hard. It is a natural instinct for treacherous villains like them to follow the wind. Don't even try to run, you two bastards! Nami roared, and the sound was like thunder from the sky. F***K. The roar really startled Chess and Kuromarimo. The two subconsciously looked back to the sky, and saw that the giant Nami had kicked them. Boom! Chess and Kuromarimo felt a terrifying force vibrating from their bodies in an instant, and their minds went dark all of a sudden. Together with the soil on the ground and the trees growing on the ground, Chess and Kuromarimo were instantly kicked out under Nami's foot. Oh! Usopp built a binocular with his hand, looking at the sea and sky in the distance. He can vaguely see two human-shaped black dots gradually falling towards the sea level. Air! This woman can't be messed with. Zoro bared his teeth, and he waited. Even if he faced Nami's ability, unless he desperately tried his best, he might not escape the fate of being thrown out. Sanji was hugging the mast, with a face full of affection, and shouted foolishly, "It's so beautiful, Nami-chan. You guys treat him immediately." At this time, the giant Nami yelled at the group of doctors in white coats. Give him treatment? You mean Wapol? Are you sure? The doctors were a little confused. They didn't dare to move around without knowing what Nami meant. If this terrible female overlord kicks them, it's not over? That's right. Treat him. Nami snorted coldly, then pointed at Dalton and said, "Divide into a few people, and heal that man's injuries." Oh yeah. The doctors immediately became busy. Soon, both Wapol and Dalton were healed of their injuries. I'm alive again. You didn't kill me, it seems that you wanted to be my queen? Wapol stood up, feeling a little more relaxed. Since the other party doesn't want him to die, then everything is easy to negotiate. But at this moment, Nami raised the sole of his oversized foot and stepped on Wapol. Wapol's face hadn't been relaxed for 2 seconds. When he saw this scene again, he yelled in horror. Hey! What are you doing? Nami snorted coldly. What am I doing? Of course I stepped on you again. What? As soon as this word came out, all the people present were heartbroken. F***K. It turns out that the purpose of waking and healing Wapol is to step on him again. This woman is not to be messed with. Absolutely not. Boom! Shoo fall, stomping Wapol in the ground again. Nami frowned slightly, looked at the empty ground, and asked in doubt. Where is the person? When did you escape? Usopp bared his teeth, pointed at Nami's soul with a cracked expression on his face. Nami raised her leg and opened the sole to take a look. This guy is actually stuck in the texture of the sole of the sneaker. Then, Nami pulled the half-dead Wapol out of the sole pattern, and threw it to the ground. Wapol froze for a moment. A bastard like you who completely disregards the life and death of the people and is selfish does not deserve to live in this world. Furious, Nami took a step back and kicked Wapol too. Boom! Wapol takes off in place. The direction seems to be wrong. Usopp reminded with a twitching eyelid. It's not a big problem. With the strength of Nami's foot, even if it flies towards the inner side of the island, it is estimated that it can fly over the island and fall into the sea on the other side. Zoro said. It seems reasonable. Usopp tracked Wapol's flight trajectory for a while, and after confirming that the parabola could indeed cross the island, he retracted his sight. He really pissed me off. Nami, who has recovered to normal size, returned to the deck, and seems to be a little bit angry. Seeing this scene, Usopp quickly moved the stool. Nami, big sister, please sit down. Zoro curled his lips, thinking that he should do something, otherwise what if Nami's remaining anger came to him? Calm down, let me clean up the garbage on the deck first. As he spoke, Zoro mentioned the guards lying on the ground and threw them down one by one. Beautiful Nami-chan, please taste the drink I made with my heart. Sanji slid and knelt in front of Nami, holding the tray with one hand in a graceful gesture. Nami took a sip, and his eyes lit up immediately. It's delicious! Make another cup! Hearing this, Sanji feels like he is about to take off. But before he reached the cabin door, he heard Nami's voice. Make it two and put one in the refrigerator, it tastes so good, I think Logan will like it. Puff. Sanji suddenly became wilted. Ha! Usopp and Zoro giggled. The other side. Relying on the advantage of speed, Logan quickly caught up with Luffy. At this time, it is very close to the mountain in the middle of the island. A black shadow flies across the sky. Huh! Just now, it seems like something flew over? Logan raised his head subconsciously, as if he felt something swiftly passing by in the sky. I don't know. Could it be those rabbits just now? Luffy froze for a moment, looked up at the sky. There was nothing like that. Could it be that I'm hallucinating? Logan is a little lost. At this moment, there seemed to be a violent roar coming from the top of mountain in front of him. Huh! What happened to the top of the mountain? Luffy opened his mouth and asked questions all over his face. Logan spread his hands. Maybe some type of potion was developed by that witch and exploded. It seems so. Then we have to hurry up. Otherwise, she will be in trouble if she is blown to death by herself. Luffy took a big step, and ran out with Kaya on his back. Logan said that there is absolutely no such possibility. Suddenly, Vivi on his back let out a cry. Are you awake? Logan just about to run wildly, then he slowed down again. Kaya was only weak, and Luffy ran wildly with his back, so the problem was not too big. But Princess Vivi received a bacterial infection at this time, and the situation is already serious. Logan still needs to pay more attention when walking. Otherwise, if something goes wrong, life will die. No matter how skilled the doctor is, she cannot bring the dead back to life. Princess Vivi opened her misty eyes, and she looked at the scenery in front of her. Are we there yet? Yes. As long as you climb this high mountain, you will be able to see the witch doctor. Your illness will be cured then. Logan nodded, and then he put his hands back and lifted Princess Vivi up a bit so that her posture would be more comfortable. After all, as a weak patient, Princess Vivi was really suffering from being carried all the way here. She was extremely weak and had a high fever, and her whole body was paralyzed on Logan's back like cooked noodles. With her chin resting weakly on Logan's left shoulder, Princess Vivi looked at the face that was so close. I don't know if it's because of her own beauty vision when she has a fever. Princess Vivi just thinks this face is really perfect. It is said that appearance is also a kind of spiritual food. It's not. Princess Vivi seems to feel that she has a little strength again. She suddenly thought of the scene in Little Garden, when Logan used the big card and then used the dress-up magic, and suddenly smiled to herself. Did you think of something happy? Sensing Princess Vivi's smile, Logan asked curiously. Unexpectedly, Logan was alarmed, and Princess Vivi felt a little embarrassed. However, her fever has reached 42 degrees at this time, so it is obvious that she will not be so thorough in thinking about the problem. She laughed softly. Logan, you used the requip magic that day. You stunned me. Shocked? Question marks popped up on Logan's head. What's so amazing? Logan suddenly thought of it. When he used the Heaven Wheel armor that day, Princess Vivi opened her mouth slightly with a shocked look on her face. And the place where the eyes are looking is not right. F***K. He just remembered. At that time, he felt that there was something wrong, and he planned to ask Princess Vivi about it later. But because Princess Vivi fell ill when she left Little Garden, Logan didn't have a chance to ask Princess Vivi. But he asked Zoro and Nami insinuatingly. From their answers, Logan can be sure that they will definitely not be able to see through the magic fluctuations of the dress-up magic. Logan then forgot about it. At this time, in connection with what Princess Vivi said at this time, Logan asked in a bit of astonishment, Did you? No. Have you seen it too? Well, we're even. Princess Vivi's voice is still weak, but the power is not small. Logan gave up and almost fell into the snow. Unreasonable. It's my manga ability. It's normal for me to see through mana fluctuations. Why Princess Vivi can also see through? Could it be that, as fans who have learned abilities from mangas, they also have exclusive privileges for the abilities they learn? After thinking about it, Logan felt that this must be the case. This unreliable system, why doesn't it have any instruction? Why can't it communicate? Okay, then we are really even. Logan smiled wryly. The two were chatting, and before they knew it, they had already arrived at the foot of the mountain. Although Logan has the big card of the Cloud card, although the big name can theoretically become infinitely larger, it is not without cost. The mana consumption of Cloud cards is a sub-mode of growth. With Nami's current mana reserve, it's not a problem to support herself or Logan to increase by several thousand. If the ultimate is just a short-term explosive growth, then it is also possible to maintain a short-term 100-meter giant. But the mountain in front of him is more than 5,000 meters high. Even if Logan explodes into a 100-meter giant, it is still a drop in the bucket. If you want to go up the mountain, you can only rely on climbing. Especially the last section of the straight cliff, which has to be climbed up directly. He looked up and saw that Luffy had already climbed a little bit. Wohaha! I'm definitely going to be there first. Luffy teased Logan. Princess Vivi said weakly and softly, Let's go too. I don't want you to lose. Okay. Just keep talking to me like this, don't sleep. Sensing that the situation of Princess Vivi may be a bit uneasy, Logan reminded her. The destination is already in front of you. If you fall asleep and don't wake up at this time, it will be troublesome. Holding Princess Vivi tight with both hands behind her, Logan started to run as soon as she took a step. The first part of the journey was the easiest, and Logan quickly closed the distance between him and Luffy. But when I climbed halfway up the mountain, the slope was almost approaching 90 degrees. At this time, they can no longer use their feet to go up the mountain, they can only rely on their hands. And it is even more difficult when carrying a person on your back. Luffy's situation is better, because Kaya's consciousness is normal, and she can hold herself on Luffy's back. At this time, Luffy freed his hands and used the power of the rubber fruit, stretched up a section with a swoosh, grabbed it, and instantly lifted a section. Logan is the same. It's just that he has to work harder. Because he can only use one hand to perform this operation, the other hand has to support Princess Vivi. Otherwise, the weak Princess Vivi just hugged Logan's neck with her two weak arms, and it would take seconds at most to fall. In this way, using the power of rubber fruit one after another, the two slowly approached the top of the mountain. Editor here, I keep wondering why Logan did not use his full mastery of Jeppo, moonwalk. But at this moment, a figure appeared on the edge of the mountain. Wapol! He was lucky. First he escaped because of the pattern on the sole of Nami's sneakers. Then the parabolic trajectory that was supposed to fall into the sea crashed into the castle on the top of the mountain. He gave himself a special medicine specially made by the doctors for a while, and Wapol recovered a lot at this time. Just when he was about to enter the castle, he heard movement on the other side of the cliff. Wapol came to the edge of the cliff and looked down. What the hell? What shape is this? He suddenly asked suspiciously. What are you doing? Uncle Hippo, quickly pull us with a rope. We are pirates from the outer sea, and we brought our crews here to seek medical treatment. Luffy is born with a naive nature, and he unabashedly reported his background when he came up. Pirates from overseas? Hearing this, Wapol frowned. He asked in a deep voice. Is that the pirate group at the inland port? There is a woman on board? Yes. Her name is Nami. Uncle, how do you know her? Luffy was surprised. This uncle lives in the castle on the top of the mountain, and he can actually know about the things that are far away in the river port. Awesome, wow. How do I know her? When it was confirmed that the people in front of him were with Nami, Wapol's back molars rattled. How does he know her? Don't you want to ask me how he got here? Thinking of this, the more I think about it, the angrier I get. Bastard! Come down for me! With an angry roar, Wapol's body changed. A bunch of weapons and guns appeared and blasted at Luffy and Logan. Chapter 97. Boom! Luffy blocked the incoming brunt of the bullets and shells that flying out. Although he is not afraid of bullets and shells, Kaya behind him can still get hurt. Luffy let go of his left hand without hesitation, and stretched his right hand again towards another rock wall. But, rumble! The explosion of the shell triggered a mountain avalanche. The rock wall that Luffy just grabbed collapsed instantly. What? Luffy yelled, lost the grip on his hands and feet, and fell down. Not good, Logan frowned. Seeing that Luffy and Kaya fell, he had to rescue them. Otherwise, even if Luffy doesn't die, Kaya will definitely die. 5,000 meters altitude, how can a normal person survive that, especially the sick Kaya? But the problem is, Logan was holding on to the cliff with one hand and supporting Princess Vivi with the other. There is only one way now. Come ahead of me! Logan scooped hard and pulled Princess Vivi to her front. The rubber fruit ability was activated, and his right arm instantly bound Princess Vivi. Then the other hand also activated the rubber fruit ability, stretched out with a whoosh, and caught Luffy, who fell from beside him. Suddenly being pulled to the front, Princess Vivi was startled. Then she suddenly saw Logan jumping, leaving the cliff. What's this situation? Without a good support, wouldn't we fall together? Sure enough, when Princess Vivi was still thinking about this matter, she felt a strong ground and pulled her towards the ground. Are we going to die? At this moment, Princess Vivi was a little confused. But if you think about it carefully, it seems pretty good to be able to die in Logan's arms. It's just that she couldn't save the country. This is her only regret. Buzz. Suddenly, a wave of familiar magic power appeared. Princess Vivi's heart flutters. Requip magic? I can't help it, I have to use the Heaven Will armor. Hold on, otherwise the four of us will be in trouble. Logan's voice reached Princess Vivi's ears. Next moment. Wow! The magic wave formed a protective shield. Pieces of magic steel appeared around Logan, and then recombined on Logan's body, forming a bright silver will-less armor. King, 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 king! Behind Logan, magic steel formed 4 shiny steel wings. Just now Logan pulled Princess Vivi to the front because of the consideration of the steel wings behind him. Otherwise, if he still held Vivi in his back, then Vivi might be stabbed by the steel wing. The last time Vivi saw Logan's the Heaven Wheel armor in Little Garden Island, they were still quite far away. But this time, Logan is close to Vivi, so close that it might be in front of Vivi. Vivi saw everything and can't hold herself to not blush. Sorry. Feeling the shock of Princess Vivi, Logan said softly, and then flapped the steel wings on his back. Under the support of the magic power, Logan dragged the 3, and tried his best to fly upwards. No, it's okay. Princess Vivi's voice meekly, her cheeks were flushed. In your words, it's not me who suffers anyway. Isn't it you? Okay. You're just trying to force yourself not to suffer. With the crazy consumption of mana, Logan broke through the avalanche and saw the top of the mountain again. Bastard! You can still fly. Why don't you die already? On the top of the mountain, Wapple was very angry when he saw Logan and the other 3 came up again. He fired his weapon at full power. Shields! With a flip of Logan's palm, the shield of closed card appeared, and instantly turned into an energy barrier, blocking it in front. Bang, 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 bang. The moment the bullets and shells touched this energy barrier, they all exploded. What? Wapple's eyeballs popped, and he was shocked. Isn't that woman's ability? Logan said in surprise. Oh. So, you have fought against our crewmates? Nonsense! This uncle has already killed all of your crews. You should die too. Furious, Wapple fired again. Ha! Just based on your words, let alone killing my crewmates, I'm afraid you were able to escape from them because they didn't take you seriously, right? Hearing Wapple's brazen words, Loganfa laughed undisguisedly. Logan has full confidence in the current strength of his crews. Speaking, Logan communicated the energy of another cloud card. Thunder card! Boom! A thick lightning bolt fell from the sky and landed on Wapple instantly. Zizizi. Wapple fell down with black smoke, twitching nonstop. Without Wapple's obstruction, Logan removed the energy barrier. There is a sense of exhaustion from the magic source of the Requip magic. This Requip magic comes from Princess Vivi, so the source of magic power depends on Princess Vivi's training in Requip magic. With practice, the amount of the source of magic power of Princess Vivi will also increase. The more Vivi magic power source or mana increase, the more Logan be able to synchronize it to upgrade his own magic power source. But now, Princess Vivi's Requip magic training is just in its infancy, and the source or mana of Vivi is still limited. In addition, the Heaven Wheel armor itself is not an armor made for flying. The 2 wings on the back are more of a decorative meaning, and can also improve the short-term burst flying ability. Flying high like Logan, still flying upwards. While holding 3 people really drain Logan. Just thinking about the consumption of this magic power makes him realize how draining the armor really is. Is it not enough magic power? Sensing the sudden stop of the rising momentum, Princess Vivi subconsciously looked up at Logan. Yes. Logan was a little depressed. If he uses the big card, and then uses the ability of Rubber Fruit to become an inflatable rubber, it should be able to get a huge cushion. It shouldn't be a problem to protect the lives of my companions. But in that case, the hard-won journey to the top will be in vain. Just when Logan was about to implement emergency measures, he suddenly felt the energy fluctuations of the Requip magic. Hasn't the source of my magic power been exhausted? As he wondered, Logan suddenly realized something. The magic wave formed a protective shield covering Princess Vivi. Vivi, what are you doing? With a worried expression on his face, Logan looked nervously at Princess Vivi. Her body is so weak now, can she use magic? Although I don't have any strength now, magic mainly relies on the communication of spiritual power. In the end, let me work hard together at this end. Talking weakly, not knowing whether it was because she was worried about falling or because of other reasons, Princess Vivi hugged Logan tightly subconsciously. Wow! Her clothing disbands and the heaven wheel armor appear. A large amount of magic steel formed 4 steel wings behind Princess Vivi in an instant. Following the source of magical power communicated by Vivi, the 4 steel wings flapped. Witnessing the process of the heaven wheel armor with his own eyes, Logan smiled wryly. In your words this time, we are even again, right? Princess Vivi didn't answer, she just held Logan tighter with her small hands. Is it even? With the flying power provided by Princess Vivi, Logan is also frantically squeezing the last source of magic power, flapping the steel wings, and can contribute a little bit of strength. Wow, so beautiful! Kaya looked at the two above her head and couldn't help but praise. From her point of view, it's as if 2 angels with wings are embracing each other, overlapping and dancing upward. Yes. This ability is amazing! It would be great if I could have a pair of wings. Luffy was lying flat now, his 2 rubber arms hung on Logan's body behind his hands, and then he used his back as a hanging basket to hang Kaya in it. He comfortably watched the panorama of Magnetic Drum Island from the clouds. He was very happy. Not long. The 4 finally reached the top of the mountain. Although magic relies on mana, Princess Vivi is completely emptying her mana capacity at this time. When she saw that the ground below was already the top of Drum Mountain, Vivi collapsed immediately. Ouch! Luffy was caught off guard and had a close contact with the snow on the ground. Kaya on his back was fine, with a rubber pad, and it didn't fall. Logan immediately let go of her arms, hugged the weak Princess Vivi, and landed firmly on the ground. Looking at the drowsy Princess Vivi, Logan shook her head slightly. Vivi, don't sleep, we've arrived. Princess Vivi nodded lightly. Well, I can do it. This is where the witch doctor lives. Luffy stood up, patted the snow on his face, and then looked at the magnificent castle in front of him. This castle is really big, bigger than my house. After leaving the village of Syrup, Kaya realized that the world is really big. Huh! There's a door here. This is the entrance to the castle, right? Luffy looked around, then walked towards a door ahead. Just as he was about to open the door, Logan's arm stretched out instantly, grabbing his hand. Wait! Wait! Both voices yelled at Luffy at the same time. One is naturally the voice of Logan. The other voice seemed very small and timid. But the person who made the sound rushed over bravely and shouted at Luffy. Don't touch that door. Huh! Talking meat. Luffy's eyes lit up. After climbing for a long time just now, he was already hungry. When he see meat, he rushed over immediately. Stupid Luffy, be careful! Don't damage the snowbird nest! Logan grabbed Luffy back and held him down. This brood of snowbirds is very important. In the original plot, Luffy and Sanji almost knocked over the snowbird's nest because of mischief, and were punched by Chopper one by one. Only then did Luffy see that on the door he wanted to push open just now, there was a snowbird's nest, with several baby snowbirds sleeping inside. Thank you so much! If you hadn't stopped him just now, these snowbird babies would have suffered. A standing reindeer bowed earnestly to Logan. This reindeer is the person Logan is looking for on this trip, and one of the crews of the Straw Hat Pirates in the original plot, Tony Chopper. It turned out to be a talking reindeer, so cute. Compared with Luffy, a carnivore, Kaya's reaction obviously made Chopper feel much more comfortable. You're welcome. If I'm not mistaken, you should be Chopper, right? Faced with Chopper's thanks, Logan simply took advantage of the situation and left a good first impression on the other party. After all, it is not an easy task to recruit Chopper. Aha! How do you know my name? Suddenly the other party said his name. Chopper was so frightened that he quickly hid by the wall beside him. Hee, do you only hide your head when you hide? It's too cute. Kaya laughed. Logan explained with a smile. Oh, I heard what the villagers said when I came here. They said that there is a cute talking reindeer next to the witch. Who else but you? Really? Hearing Logan compliment him on his cuteness, Chopper had a happy smile on his face. Then he saw Princess Vivi in Logan's arms, and immediately showed a concerned expression. Is it a patient? Luffy rushed to answer. Yes. Our crewmates is sick, and we came to the witch for medical treatment. Is that so? That's a coincidence. Kureha is at home today. Come with me. The simple Chopper would not consider whether the person who came was a bad person. He only knew that if someone came to seek medical treatment, he would have to see a doctor. Under the guidance of Chopper, Logan and his party found the witch Kureha in a room with a fireplace. Huh! How did you get here? Kureha was taking a nap when she suddenly saw a stranger coming. Chopper replied immediately. I brought them in, they need to see a doctor. Kureha curled her lips. No, I'm asking, how did you get here? It was the two of them who climbed up with the two of us on their backs. Kaya explained. Oh? Kureha looked at Logan and Luffy with fascinated eyes, and then nodded. It's quite a lot of perseverance. You have come here through hardships and dangers in order to find my eternal life. The secret of youth? Huh? Luffy and Kaya tilted their heads at the same time, with question marks on their faces. Chopper on the side, the deer blushed. Sweat. This is what I intend to ask. Logan smiled generously, then gestured to Princess Vivi in her arms, and said, But I think, can you see my crewmates first? She is really seriously ill. Okay, since you want to know the secret of my eternal youth so much, I'll see your crew first. But, have you brought any money? To be cure my me, the fee is not low. How much is not low? Logan asked with a smile. Kureha looked at Logan. Seeing that you are here from overseas to seek medical treatment, you should be very rich. So, at least 10 million belly. Ah? Chopper looked bewildered, and exclaimed. Is it too much? Not much. Logan smiled. I will take away your reindeer later. 10 million belly. What a deal! This should be 10 million belly. With a thought, Logan took out 10 million belly from the system space and put them on the table, then handed another shopping bag to Kureha. What is this? Kureha was slightly taken aback. Open it and have a look. I bought this in a bustling town in East Blue, and I brought it for you, Logan said with a smile. Kureha opened the shopping bag. 2 bottles of plum wine. 2 boxes of pickled plums. Kureha's 2 eyebrows, which have been through for more than 130 years, suddenly raised slightly. Boy! You are very good to me! As he spoke, he pushed back the 2 stacks of belly that Logan put down. Take the money back, this treatment is free! Chapter 98. Take the money back, this treatment is free! Kureha boldly pushed back 10 million belly. Logan was not hypocritical, and directly took the money back. This is the advantage of knowing the plot. Kureha is a person who has always done things rashly. Sometimes she would extort a lot of money when treating people. Sometimes when she is in a good mood, she don't charge a dime. And her biggest hobby is drinking plum wine and pickled plums. Logan traveled thousands of miles to bring her East Blue's plum wine and pickled plums, which are more precious than anything else to Kureha. Putting the plum wine and pickled plums away, Kureha hooked her fingers to Logan. Take your girlfriend and follow me. It seems to be a misunderstanding. But currently it is important to see the doctor. There is no need to argue with this serious witch. Although Princess Vivi has a serious fever, her mind is still clear. When she heard Kureha call her Logan's girlfriend, her heart suddenly stirred. If it is possible, how great it would be. Moreover, Logan doesn't seem to refute. Subconsciously, she hugged Logan even tighter. Chopper, go and feel the girl's pulse, she looks like she did not have enough energy and blood. Kureha walked out of the room while ordering Chopper to do things. Oh, okay, Doc. As soon as he heard that he could help others, Chopper happily jumped towards Kaya. But suddenly seeing Luffy beside Kaya, he was frightened and stopped again. This guy. Logan went out with Kureha, and suddenly noticed the weird atmosphere between Chopper and Luffy, so he said, "Luffy, Chopper is not food, he is a super miracle doctor." For someone like Luffy who sometimes has great intelligence, some things don't need to be said too deeply. You mention it, and he will understand. Miracle doctor. Aren't we worrying about not having a ship's doctor on board? Hearing this, Luffy looked at Chopper, and his eyes lit up immediately. This time, Chopper is even more desolate. He wants to eat me. He must want to eat me. On the other side, Kureha came to a treatment room. She told Logan, "Put your little girlfriend here." Logan looked at the hospital bed and found that it was quite clean, so he slowly laid Princess Vivi flat on it. She should have been bitten by some poisonous insect when she was in the forest in Little Garden, but there was no sign of poisonous insect bite on her whole body. In order to facilitate Kureha's diagnosis, Logan explained the background situation. According to the original plot, the one lying here at this time is Nami. The reason is that after being bitten by poisonous insects, they were infected with bacteria from the ancient times. But Nami checked Princess Vivi and was pretty sure there wasn't any bug bites. Therefore, Logan doesn't know what's going on now. The high fever doesn't subside, it really looks like a bacterial infection. Kureha measured Princess Vivi's forehead with her hand, and then said, "I can't just listen to you, I have to check it myself." With that said, Kureha went to undress Princess Vivi. "Okay, then I'll leave you for a while." Seeing this, Logan wanted to go out first. But a nervous, slender hand hastily grabbed Logan. Logan turned around and found that it was Princess Vivi who was holding him, so he was a little confused. Don't go, I'm afraid." Princess Vivi's cheeks were red, and she knew whether it was due to the fever or something else. But she said she was afraid, and it was true. When people are very weak, they will think of the bad side. What if she dies? Just thinking about that scene makes her feel horrible. Not to mention it facing a strange old woman alone. How could a girl like Princess Vivi not be afraid? She doesn't know Kureha's personality like Logan. Kureha is a complete stranger to her, and it seems a bit unreliable. As if she could do something bad at any time. In this case, Princess Vivi doesn't want to stay here alone. But is this okay? Logan smacked his lips, a little unexpected for this situation. What are you pretending to be a gentleman? This is your girlfriend, didn't you already seen her naked? What is going on right now? Kureha skimmed. The current young man is really boring. Princess Vivi blushed even more. Nonsense, didn't you just say for sure that she didn't have any wounds on her body? Now that you've checked everything, why don't you look at it? Shaking her head, Kureha looked disdainful. Can't you understand the basic logic of this thing? Suddenly she joked again. It would be interesting if you really haven't seen it. The inspection methods are mainly divided into looking, smelling, asking, and feeling. It is impossible to ask because the patient cannot examine the whole body by herself. If you can't feel the pulse, then there is only one way. Look, smell, ask, cut. I haven't seen it, it's impossible to ask, it's absolutely impossible. Then just smell it. What the hell? Just thinking about this funny scene makes Logan feel embarrassed. Not to mention Princess Vivi. If she has the strength now, she will get up and run. What a shame. Although Logan have seen Princess Vivi change into the Heaven Wheel armor before, it was a flash of about 2 seconds after all. But now, the little devil inside is revolting. Interesting. Looking at Logan's expression, Kureha thinks it's so funny. Then, she took a magnifying glass and began to look for the wound carefully. After a while. How is it? There is no wound, right? Logan followed Kureha to check carefully because she was worried that Kureha was old and dim-sighted. This time he made sure that what Nami said was right. There was indeed no wound from the poisonous insect bite. Here. Kureha redirected to Vivi's heart. This is the cause. Here? Logan frowned, and he took a closer look. You mean the disease caused by the problems in her heart? Stupid. Kureha gave Logan a headache and then said, See this faint red? Ah, this. Is there something wrong with the rosy skin? Logan was very puzzled. Is this old woman as godlike as she says in the mangas? Why do I feel like she is fooling me? If you look carefully, you will find that the patient's skin is pure white, and the reddishness here is obviously abnormal. As she spoke, Kureha brought a small test tube from the side and a small knife. Hey! What are you doing? Seeing the sharp knife, Logan blocked Princess Vivi behind him. This is not a joke. If you swing a knife casually, it will leave a scar. Princess Vivi was even worse. She held Logan's hand tightly, for fear that Logan would run away. You look smart, but... Speaking of this, Kureha's face suddenly turned cold. How can you test for germs without scraping off some skin? Idiot, get out of the way, you're getting in the way. Ah, so it is like this you should have said earlier. Logan gave a wry smile and stepped aside quickly, but was still held tightly by Princess Vivi. Kureha shot quickly, scraped some skin, and then poured the prepared transparent solution. After a while, she took out a book and started flipping through it. On Logan's side, he went to look at the area where the skin was scratched. Is this really the cause? Obviously, there is no difference from the surroundings at all, okay. Suddenly, he felt that Vivi's hand seemed to be there, and subconsciously looked at Vivi. Only then did I realize that his actions were a bit too much. Immediately explained embarrassingly. I said that I just want to find out the cause of the disease, do you believe it? Princess Vivi pursed her lower lip lightly and nodded slightly. Although she didn't speak, she still believed in Logan. My God! At this time, Kureha's voice interrupted their wild thoughts. What's wrong? Sister Kureha? Logan looked over immediately. Calling Kureha like this is not because Logan flirty, but because Logan knows Kureha's personality. If you dare to call her aunt, mother-in-law or something, she will let you know why her throwing knives is so powerful in the next moment. Your little girlfriend was contaminated by the pollen of a flower called akali. This kind of flower lives in a dense forest with high temperature and humidity, and if it is contaminated by its pollen, it will be filled with bacteria. And it will infect people. It lurks in his body for 7 days, constantly torturing the host. During the period, it will be accompanied by high fever above 40 degrees, severe infection, myocarditis, arteritis, meningitis. Judging from the symptoms, your girlfriend should be infected on the 3rd day, and she should not feel very painful. However, if you don't leave it be, your girlfriend will die after 7 days. Kureha explained. Princess Vivi was shocked to hear that her life was really hanging by a thread. If Logan hadn't desperately brought her here, then she would really die. Although the witch saved her, but my life can be said to be safe by Logan. The little hand grasped Logan's hand even tighter. Kureha continued. However, this, akali flower, should have been extinct more than 100 years ago. Fortunately, when I was young and just studied medicine, I liked to study poisonous insects and weeds, and there are still some resistant vitamins. It finally came in handy. Beautiful and invincible Sister Kureha, what are you talking about? What do you mean when you were young? You are still very young now. Logan's small mouth looks like it has been smeared with honey, and he took the opportunity to shoot rainbow compliment. I have no choice but to ask for help from others, so let's be sweeter. Kureha is very happy with Logan now. You stay here and guard your girlfriend. I will go to the collection room to find antibiotics. After saying this, Kureha went out. Don't worry, since there are antibiotics, it will be fine. Logan looked at Princess Vivi and comforted her with a smile. Having said that, it was actually because of the pollen. Looking at the infected place, it is estimated that the pollen was blown by the wind and then floated in from the collar. Even after Logan take all precautions to prevent poisonous insects, but he did not expect pollen. It seems that adventure is not a simple matter. If you are not careful, you may be doomed. After a while, Kureha brought antibiotics and gave Princess Vivi a shot. Princess Vivi was exhausted and fell into a drowsy sleep. Boy, your girlfriend's matter is settled, now let's talk about your matter. Kureha walked to the door, leaned her back against the threshold, and lit a cigarette. My business? Logan is in panic mode. Did he have a disease? He came over and continued to talk sweetly. My beautiful sister, I don't seem to have anything, do I? Lower the expectation. Kureha exhaled a puff of smoke ring. When you left that room just now, what did you say to the kid in the straw hat? What I told Luffy. After thinking about it, Logan suddenly laughed. Okay. As expected of the experience which, Dr. Kureha. Sister, did you hear it? Logan asked with a smile. The corner of Kureha's mouth raised slightly, with a sense of blame. You boy! You want to recruit Chopper to join your crew, but you did not even ask for my permission. Ahaha, we are looking for a crew to go to sea together, and Chopper fit the criteria nicely. Logan laughed, and then looked at Kureha. Besides, my beautiful, youthful and invincible sister, you are not the kind of person who likes to keep things for yourself. Above Kureha's old face, a smile bloomed. If you say you really like my attitude, you are right. I never thought of keeping the reindeer by my side all the time. I know you guys want to recruit him to be in your crew. But... Speaking of this, Kureha suddenly turned around, crossed her arms, and looked at Logan with a serious face. The normal method will not work, because Chopper had some damage that keep him here. It's a serious damage that even doctors can't heal. Afterwards, Kureha told Logan about Chopper's experience. After finishing speaking, Kureha's eye sockets were also a little teary, and she murmured, If you want to take him away, ask yourself first, can you heal his wounded heart? Chapter 99. Can we cure Chopper wounded heart? That's a must. He has to do it. Oh, and he has figured out how to do it. Boom! Suddenly, there was a roar outside the castle. What's the matter? Can cannon hit such a high place? Kureha frowned slightly, her affections surging. She has lived here for a long time, and she has never seen anyone who dares to make trouble. It should be Wapol, Logan said. When he came up just now, a bolt of lightning struck Wapol. But because he was in a hurry to treat Princess Vivi, he ignored Wapol. It is estimated that Wapol should wake up at this moment, and start to make trouble. Wapol is back? Kureha raised her eyebrows in surprise, and then said in a deep voice. This is really troublesome. It's okay, my beautiful, youthful and invincible sister, I'll just go and get rid of him. We do things from beginning to end. Since Wapol had been shocked half to death just then, it was time to give him a thorough blow. Logan! Princess Vivi called softly. Logan came over and saw Princess Vivi's fingers stretched out, so he passed her hand over and said, What's the matter? You need to rest now, and sleep peacefully for a while. I'll go and tidy up Wapol and I'll be back. That Wapol. Princess Vivi held Logan's hand weakly, and then said as if aggrieved, When I was young, he deliberately knocked me over. There is such a thing. Although he knew it a long time ago, Logan still showed righteous indignation. Take care of the patient's mood. That's called professionalism, he said angrily. Don't worry, he dares to bully you, I can't spare him. There was a hint of happiness on the corner of Vivi's mouth, and then fell asleep groggily. Not bad, having a boyfriend. Kureha nodded appreciatively. Logan put Princess Vivi's hand under the quilt, then looked at Kureha, shrugged, non-committal. When we came outside, Wapol was bombarding the castle with cannons. He shoot the castle and eat it at same time. After all, it's the castle I used to live in, it tastes really good. Wapol ate. Damn! Are you a pig? Why you have to eat everything you see? As soon as Logan came out, he saw Wapol gnawing on the corner of the wall like a pig. Bastard, so you are here! I can't spare you! Upon seeing Logan, Wapol was furious. Iron Castle Wapol! He immediately activated the ability of Munch Munch Fruit, turning the steel and rocks he swallowed just now into parts of his body, forming an incomparably solid defense. Looking at the fat version of Wapol, Logan was stunned. What the hell are you doing? Iron Castle, huh? Logan took a step forward, and the rubber fist swished out. Armament hockey surged out and wrapped around his fist. Boom! A punch landed on Wapol. Wapol was blown away as if hit by a high-speed train. Puff! After spitting out a mouthful of old blood, Wapol's face turned pale immediately. He looked at Logan and furiously said, I will definitely come back. You should come back to me now. Logan's other hand stretched out in an instant, skimming over a distance of nearly 100 meters, and grabbed Wapol at once. Whoosh! The arm was recovered, and Wapol was thrown to the ground. He grabbed Wapol's collar, pressed it to the ground, and asked in a cold voice, You bastard! Remember years ago, when you participated in the World Summit, you intentionally knocked down a young princess? What princess? Wapol froze for a moment, but then he remembered. Oh, you're talking about that old bastard's daughter in Alabasta, right? Humph. What's wrong with bumping into her? After all, it happened long ago, so it is not difficult to recall. Ah. Wapol took a big mouthful, wanting to eat Logan's hand. Logan reacted very quickly, immediately retracted his hand, and then punched him violently, kicking Wapol's head and feet together. Bastard! I bumped into the daughter of King Alabasta. What does it have to do with you, a pirate? Who are you? Why do need you to help her out? Being beaten up for this reason, Wapol was very upset. What does it have to do with me? That's right. Anyway, Princess Vivi is not here, so Logan will temporarily borrow the identity of Princess Boyfriend. Looking at him like this, Wapol is not talking nonsense. Who am I to her? Logan grabbed Wapol's collar again, and sneered. Listen! You are bullying my girlfriend. Now I'm here to vent my anger on behalf of my girlfriend. Nanny! Wapol opens his mouth wide. The Princess Boyfriend is a pirate? This is too outrageous. Boom! Without giving him time to hesitate, Logan punched down one after another. In the small gate of the castle behind him, Kureha is standing here supporting the weak Vivi. Kureha smiled and said, Little girl, you have a boyfriend who loves you very much. Princess Vivi's eyes are moist, and her heart is very happy. Although she knew that Logan might have said this to Wapol on purpose, she could hear with her own ears that Logan claimed to be Princess Vivi's boyfriend. Princess Vivi is already very satisfied. So Princess Vivi looked at Kureha and asked, Can you help me back? Don't let him see us, or he will be very embarrassed. Oh, do you even have to take care of your boyfriend's mood? I have to say, you two are really a match made in heaven. Kureha smiled, and helped Princess Vivi back to the ward. Logan beat Wapol up and knocked Wapol unconscious. Under normal circumstances, any pirate caught by Logan will be exchanged for bounty by Logan to subsidize the money for the Straw Hat Pirates. But this Wapol, he is not a pirate. No bounties. Then it's useless to keep it. If I remember correctly, it seems that this guy flew onto this mountain just now, right? Logan rubbed his chin and thought about it. Judging by the situation, Wapol definitely didn't fly here by himself. Then, it must be that he was thrown over by someone. Contacted Wapol again and mentioned Nami. Well, case solved. Since that's the case, I'll learn from Nami as well. Thinking of this, Logan is the big card of the Clo card of spiritual communication. The magical energy of the Clow card merged into Logan's body. In a blink of an eye, he turned into a giant tens of meters tall. Picking up Wapol, Logan stepped on his foot and jumped into the air instantly. Step! Then he grabbed Wapol and threw it out hard. Armament hockey, the power card, 8 inner gates and second gate's power all merged together, this throw. Powerful! Whoosh! Wapol immediately turned into a cannonball, and flew back in the direction it flew from before. After doing all this, Logan returned to normal size. It's time to find Chopper. Patting the remaining snow on his hands, Logan turned and entered the castle. When they found Luffy and Kaya, Kaya already had some acupuncture on her body. How is it? Can Vivi's illness be cured? Seeing Logan coming, both Luffy and Kaya looked over. Logan nodded. Don't worry, Dr. Kureha has already given antibiotics to Princess Vivi. Now you just need to wait for the bacteria in Vivi's body to be wiped out and she'll be fine. Great! Luffy raised his hands and cheered. Kaya's progress is also good. Chopper said that as long as he continues acupuncture according to his method, Kaya's chronic illness of physical weakness can be completely cured. How long is a course of treatment? Logan looked at Chopper and asked. Chopper replied, 1 month. Based on this calculation, it will take a year to completely cure Kaya's stubborn illness. Logan nodded slightly, then looked at Kaya. Kaya, do you want to stay here to recuperate for a year, or do you want to continue to follow our ship? Are you planning to leave me? Hearing Logan's words, Kaya's little face was filled with sadness. To be honest, when Kaya came out with the Straw Hat Pirates ship, she really wanted to seek medical treatment. However, she had been with the crew for so long and had traveled to so many interesting places. Kaya's eyes had been opened to the wonder of the sea. She is like a little rich woman who walked from the village to the big city. After seeing all the novelties of the big city, can she go back to the small village? The answer is a no. She does not want to go back. If Kaya is allowed to return to Syrup Village now, she will either go to sea by herself, or she will die in Syrup Village. Who said we're going to leave you? I don't agree. Luffy stepped up immediately and gave Kaya confidence. Well, Luffy is right. I meant to ask for your opinion. It's just that there is a problem now. Our ship can't stay on this island for too long. But your illness needs this medical course, and we had to go. To tell you the truth, Nami showed me the latest newspaper yesterday. Riots have begun in Princess Vivi's country. If we can't rush there as soon as possible to help Princess Vivi resolve the riot, there will be at least dozens of people in their country. Heck, even tens of thousands of civilians will die in this riot. Everything Logan said was true. The newspaper thing is also true. The reason why Nami didn't tell Princess Vivi was because she didn't want Vivi, who was sick, to worry about this matter. This is easy. Let this reindeer join our pirate crew and be our ship's doctor. Then he can treat Kaya on the ship. Luffy's great cleverness immediately gave a solution. No. As I said just now, I am different from you guys. No way. Chopper refused without hesitation. Luffy got excited. Why not? It's fun to be a pirate. That's not the point, he said. Logan patted his forehead, and he also convinced Luffy. Anyway, what he thinks, it's hard to be on the same line with others. Afterwards, Logan patted Chopper's shoulder lightly, nodded intentionally and said, I value your medical skill. If possible, Luffy and I welcome you to join us. Hearing this title, Chopper's heart skipped a beat, and his eyes became moist. He said join them, as a crewmate. At this time, Logan continued. It doesn't matter if you don't want to get on my ship. With that said, Logan looked at Kaya again. Kaya, I'm sorry, now it's your turn to choose. Do you stay here and continue the treatment, or go on the road with us? I want to travel with everyone. Kaya pursed her lips without any hesitation. Good! Logan let out a loud cry, then looked at the snow scene outside the castle, and said with emotion, Do you know? I once met a sick doctor. He told me that he once had a terminal illness. However, he went to a place and saw the beautiful sakura flowers blooming all over the mountains, and his terminal illness was cured miraculously. Sick doctor. Hearing the story described by Logan, Chopper's emotions suddenly became agitated, and he opened his mouth, wanting to say something. But Logan has continued to say, I was just curious, so I asked about this place. He told me kindly. Now, if Kaya's illness can't be cured here, then Kaya. Speaking of this, Logan looks like Kaya. Let's go to the miracle sakura flower that sick doctor went to. Yes. Kaya smiled happily. Miracle sakura flower. As long as I can be with everyone, wherever I go is a miracle sakura flower. This story, of course, Logan made it up. But the story of the miracle sakura flower does exist. It is also true what happened to the sick doctor is Dr. Hiralik. And Hiralik is the reason why Chopper had the broken heart as told by Dr. Kureha. Sure enough, when Logan said this, Chopper couldn't sit still. He walked towards Logan tremblingly, and asked excitedly, "That sick doctor you mentioned. What's his name?" "Oh, I remember his name very clearly. His name is Dr. Hiralik." "Wah-wah!" Chopper howled. "Hey! Chopper, why are you crying?" Luffy leaned over with a dazed expression. Chopper raised his red eyes from crying, and looked at Logan with a pleading face. Can you take me to see the miracle sakura flower?" Luffy raised his eyelids and shouted excitedly. "What? Are you willing to join us? If you don't think I'm a monster, I hope I can go to see with you. I'm a doctor and I'm very useful. Please take me." Chopper's words were pitiful and humble. But his desire to go to sea is true. Because a long time ago, the man who influenced his life was also obsessed with the miracle sakura flower until the end of his life. Miracle sakura flower. And he's going to find it. Chapter 100. The inland port of Magnetic Drum Island. In order to prevent unnecessary trouble, the remaining members of the Straw Hat Pirates did not disembark, but waited for Logan, Luffy, and others on the spot. "I said, Nami, big sister, your giant throw is really cool." At this moment, that Wapol must have fallen into the sea to feed the fish. Usopp has a flattering face flattering. "Beautiful Nam-chan. Please enjoy the freshly baked pinecone cake." Sanji slipped out on his knees. But at this moment, whoosh! Everyone looked up at the sky in unison. They were all stunned for a while. After a while, Usopp was the first to recover from his stupefaction, and said with a dazed expression, "Just now, something seemed to fly past. If I'm not mistaken, it should be Wapol who was thrown out by Nami?" Zoro could see clearly because he was bored by the side. "It seems it is indeed Wapol." Nami is also full of question marks. What's the situation? How did this guy fly back? And it goes even further. The four members of the Straw Hat group looked at the distant sea level in unison, splashing big waves. It seems that I heard a plop. Time flies. At night, the full moon hangs in the sky like a silver plate, reflecting the scenery of the entire snow country. Looking from here to Drum Island, a white snow scene is really beautiful. Oh. Nami came out of the cabin, took a deep breath into her two little hands, and said with some concern, "I wonder if Logan and the others are going well and seeking medical treatment today?" Standing on the watchtower, Usopp stretched his arms. Having finished today's manga practice early, he has already seen the snow scene of the entire Magnetic Drum country. At this time, he heard Nami's concern for Logan and others, and said with a smile, "Don't worry, Logan and Luffy are two of the strongest fighter we have. No matter what kind of trouble they encounter, they can handle them." Nami nodded. "I know that. It's just that this time they went to seek medical treatment instead of fighting. The two of them are not the kind of people who would kidnap a doctor and force him to treat a disease. It has only been less than a day since we separated, and the feeling of not being able to see Logan made Nami feel at a loss for a while. Can't live without. Someone is here!" Usopp turned the light on the watchtower to the path along the shore, illuminating a group of people coming out of the forest path. "It's the group of people that came earlier." Seeing the leading villagers, Nami recognized them immediately. Especially the one in the middle. "Isn't it Dalton? Are you here for something?" Looking at the people who had already come to the side of the ship, Nami asked with some doubts. Dalton leaned over and said with a friendly smile, "Miss Nami, Mr. Usopp, the villagers spontaneously want to hand you some hot food and drinks. I hope you can accept it." Nami looked over and saw that the villagers were indeed carrying a lot of things, and some steamers were still steaming. "What happened?" Probably because they heard the commotion outside, Zoro and Sanji also came out. "Thank you for kicking out the hateful Wappo gang. You have brought peace to Drum Island." "Yeah." "Wappo is gone, but the doctors is here. We will have doctors again in our country. As long as there is no Wappo, relying on the high level of medical treatment mastered by the doctors, our country will soon be able to cultivate many excellent medical talents. It's all because of you. You helped us. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't know that there are good people among pirates. You are good people." The villagers shouted enthusiastically one by one, wanting to express their gratitude. "It seems that they came to express their gratitude," Zoro said. "Of course. Even a fool can see it." Sanji choked, and then looked at Nami flatteringly. "Am I right, Nami-chan?" Zoro sneered. "Hey, no one cares about you. Asshole. It's because of you that Nami-chan ignores me. I'm fighting you. Stupid curly eyebrows. I'm not afraid of you." Immediately, the two scuffled together. "Benefactors of the Straw Hat Pirates, the sea breeze is very cold at night. We want to invite you to the village as guests. We have prepared a comfortable house for you. Do you think it is okay?" Dalton conveyed the wishes of the villagers. The villagers all looked over, their eyes filled with anticipation. Before they blamed the Straw Hat Pirates, and almost shot at the Straw Hat Pirates. But instead of blaming them, they helped them solve their biggest trouble, Wappo. It can be said that this country, were saved by the Straw Hat Pirates. For such great benefactors, how can they see them being cold at wind at sea? Nami's face was a little dazed. Because she is only thinking about Logan now, she doesn't care at all whether she on sea or on shore. Seeing that Nami was absent-minded, Dalton looked at the others again. "Mr. Usopp, Mr. Zoro, Mr. Sanji, do you think it's okay? Give everyone a chance to express their gratitude?" Zoro pushed Sanji away, and said simply, "Our captain and deputy captain are not here, this matter cannot be decided." "Yeah, although I'm also the captain of this ship, I usually don't make decisions about this kind of thing." Usopp took the opportunity to be the captain again. "This matter." Sanji was about to say that he had to ask Nami, but suddenly, his pupils opened, and he looked in the direction of the moon in horror, exclaiming, "Ah! That's..." Hearing his exclamation, everyone thought that there was an enemy attack, and they all became vigilant for a moment. Then they followed Sanji's line of sight and looked at the past. Next moment, "What? ____" everyone exclaimed. In that sky, the sun and the full moon are like big discs. With this as the background, a reindeer pulls a sled and jumps down from the highest mountain. Full moon, reindeer, sleigh. A breathtaking beauty emerges spontaneously. That's the witch's sleigh. Could it be that the witch has gone down the mountain again? Seeing this scene, Dalton thought for a while and analyzed it. She must know the news that Wappo was eliminated. So she want to come down to confirm. Now that we have 20 doctors, we don't have to look at her for treatment anymore. It can be said that although the old woman has a bad temper, she did help us a lot. Yeah. In general, we should still thank her. The villagers talked a lot. Hey! Do you see that reindeer pulling the sled seems to be coming towards us? Someone said suddenly. It seems to be. It's too far away, although I can't see clearly, but there seems to be more than one figure on that sleigh. Is the witch willing to ride her sleigh with others? This is the first time I have seen such a thing in my life. Isn't she also looking for the Straw Hat Pirates? Could it be that the patient was cured and sent here? How could the witch deliver the patient herself? It was impossible before, but it's hard to say now. The doctors are back, and witches are under a lot of competition now, so it's completely possible to improve the service. It makes sense. In everyone's wild guesses, the reindeer pulled the sleigh across the full moon, and then rushed all the way into the dense forest. I saw it! On the observatory, Usopp holds the god-killing star in his hand, and his vision is supernatural. Is it Logan and the others? Nami immediately asked with concern. Usopp looked over and said, Yes. Logan, Luffy, Princess Vivi, and Kaya are all on the sled. Really? Hearing that Logan came back, Nami's heart seemed to be full of strength all of a sudden. But Dalton was a little confused. There are only 4 people on the sled? Isn't the witch on it? Usopp's definitive response. Yes, only the 4 of us Straw Hat Pirates, and a reindeer pulling the sleigh ahead. This. Dalton was completely stunned. What's the situation? The witch lent her sleigh. After a while, there was a rustling sound from the forest ahead. People who live in the snow country know that it is the sound produced by the sled gliding quickly on the snow. Whoosh! A reindeer rushed out of the forest, and under the action of huge inertia, it flew into the sky directly. There! On the sled, Luffy tied himself to the end of the sled with 2 legs, and pointed in the direction of Going Merry excitedly. Luffy! Logan! Seeing the figure on the sled, the members of the Straw Hat Pirates stood up. Sanji also shouted excitedly. Beautiful Princess Vivi! Lovely Miss Kaya! Near the shore, the reindeer stomped its 4 hooves, and the whole person soared into the air. It landed firmly on the deck. Luffy! Dampen! Logan shouted. Got it! Luffy replied. When the sled was about to hit the ground, Logan and Luffy's fists were instantly inflated into bone balloons. 4 bone balloons are respectively distributed at 4 points of the sled. Duong. Duang duang duang. The sled bounced a few times and then came to a solid stop. Princess Vivi is still in a weak stage at this time, and she is tightly covered by several layers of quilts. Although Kaya's body is thin, but this is her first time riding a sled, she is very excited. If it was in Syrup Village before, it would never be possible to have such a fresh experience. Not to mention that there is very little chance of snow. Even if it snows, the butlers will definitely put Kaya's body first, and will not let Kaya touch the snow. Now, not only did she have a snowball fight with a reindeer on a mountain at an altitude of 5,000 meters, but she also rode a sled down from a mountain at an altitude of 5,000 meters. She feels so happy. Logan, you are back! Nami walked quickly to Logan's side, then looked at Princess Vivi, who was wrapped by Logan's quilt, and asked with concern, How is Princess Vivi's illness? Dr. Kureha has injected her with antibiotics, and the next step is to wait for the bacteria to be eliminated. It is estimated that it will take about 3 days for Princess Vivi to recover. Logan told everyone about the situation. When everyone heard it, they all let out a long sigh of relief. Originally, Dr. Kureha asked Princess Vivi to leave after her condition recovered, but Logan looked at Nami and gave her a wink. Nami understood instantly. I know it's about newspapers. The newspaper the day before yesterday reported the riots in Alabasta. For every extra day Princess Vivi delays, tens of thousands more people will die in the kingdom of Alabasta. At this time, Princess Vivi is going on the road with her sick body, which is enough to show how much she is a caring princess for the country and the people. Thinking of this, Nami held Princess Vivi's hand and said gently, Vivi, rest well, your country and people still need you. Princess Vivi smiled gratefully. At this moment, Sanji's voice broke this warm scene. Hello? What's the matter with this meat? Is it the food reserve that the witch doctor gave us? Suddenly seeing Chopper, Sanji went over excitedly. But when he just rushed in front of Chopper, the originally cute and petite little elk instantly swelled in size. Boom! The strong humanoid Chopper knocked Sanji to the ground with one hoof. His face was full of bewilderment. What is this? Zoro's mouth widened in shock, his face deformed. Usopp even yelled, A monster! I'm not a monster! My name is Chopper! I will be the ship's doctor of the Straw Hat Pirates from now on. Chopper yelled at Sanji and others aggressively. Nami opened his mouth in surprise. But the next moment, Yeah. Logan, I said it, I did it. Chopper, who looked fierce at first, suddenly changed back to his original form, and hurriedly hid behind the sled. Of course, he hid his head behind the sled very cutely, leaving his body exposed. Logan patted himself on the forehead. All right. Chopper can do this step, which is already very good. In order to encourage Chopper's courage, Logan set a threshold for Chopper to join the group, which is the scene just now. As for kicking Sanji over with one hoof, that was purely incidental. I'll announce it. Luffy jumped off the sled and hugged Chopper up. This is our new crewmate Chopper. He will be the ship doctor of our Straw Hat Pirates from now on. Wow! It suddenly became so cute, so cute. Nami stretched out his hand and wanted to snatch Chopper over, but Chopper was so scared that he hid behind Luffy. Boom! A loud noise came from the direction of the mountain. Immediately afterwards. Boom! 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 What's going on? Someone's firing? Dalton's face on the shore changed drastically. Logan laughed. Don't worry, it's a grandma who cares about her great-grandson. If the witch heard what Logan called her here, she might directly open 100 transparent holes for Logan. Drum Mountain Top. The witch stands under the full moon, holding plum wine in one hand, with her sun hand on her waist. Behind her, there's a row of cannons. When Logan and Luffy left, they helped her carry it out. The cannon roared, and a kind of pink dust was blasted into the sky. Flying snowflakes, stained with pink dust. The pink sakura flowers are falling. Hiralik. Your stupid son has set off. She raised her head and took a sip of plum wine, tears welled up in the witch's eyes. That's Hiralik's silly son. He is also the silly grandson of the witch. That wraps up this part of What If Creating the Strongest Straw Hat Crew by reading manga. Thanks so much for listening. As always, new parts drop every 4 days, so be sure to stay tuned. Also check out my Patreon channel for early releases of all the series, where you can find all the series released 1 day ahead of YouTube. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and please consider supporting the original author as well. See you in the next one.